And we're back. I swear, we're back with Mega Man 8. I think. We're recording, we're streaming. Oh, I didn't check my recording to make sure that the last one came through just fine, but oh well, cool. Yeah, Phusion did that art. Forgot to put an artist credit on there, but yeah, Phusion did the art.
Who needs artist credit?
Yeah.
Any artist except me. Please give artists credit.
And actually, Phusion, I was hoping to have you play the intro level to Mega Man 8, because you said you've never played it at all. So this would be a great place to start. Let me get out of the way.
Thank you. Alright, so 8 is the... Thank you. 8 is the only numbered game in the series that I haven't played. Mega Man and Bass is technically there as well. So
oh, there was an earlier question about will Mega Man and Bass be in this marathon, and I forget if I actually answered it or just thought I answered it. I did.
Yep.
Okay.
Are we watching the whole cutscene?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah. We can provide color commentary for it, though.
Yeah, let's do that. There are pretty colors on here. So purple, blue,
There's
orange,
some yellow in there.
Yellow, yeah.
That's some blue. There's a little bit of red. This is the color commentary. Oh, there's more red.
Very nice Saturday morning fight big evil in universe type of thing that Mega Man must have accidentally gotten himself locked into.
And boom.
I would have loved if they had made a connection between this and Mega Man 3, where you're supposedly going off to other planets.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been fun.
It would have been neat if they had some kind of connection, even just as a visual Easter egg in one of the cutscenes there, of like, oh, that's Top Man's planet or something.
Gemini Man's planet could have made a really good cameo, because there's these big things in the background already. Alright. Present day, Earth. Both of these things are hurtling towards it at high speed. And can I just point out
No
that...
satellites in the sky?
No, that it is impossible to hit a planet. Period. It's so hard. We can't even shoot rockets into the sun.
Oh, here it is. Bass!
You are a fish.
This is the best opening cutscene in the history of video games. At me in the comments. I dare you.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
My arm is barely tangled up in these wires. Ah!
I heard lawyers, not wires.
Well, to be
you
fair,
misheard.
with all the property damage, I'm sure his arm is also tied up in lawyers.
Yes, we're gonna have flying cars in the future, like 20 years from now.
The future, 10 years ago.
Islands shaped like skulls. As far as those go, I prefer Breath of the Wilds.
Oh, so,
Got it, Doctor.
fun story about Breath of the Wild.
Sure.
My wife has been playing through it. And she left the game running at one point, go to the bathroom, make another sandwich. That's what we do here. Something.
We don't eat the sandwiches we make.
Yeah, we just crank out sandwich. We've got like 70 over here. Everybody come get some. But she left the game running, and so I brought up the map, and I started messing around with her map. Just like, I think I drew a giant skull on it with all of the map markers that you can place, and just left it way off in another corner where she wasn't anywhere near and wasn't going to be looking at for a while, and just waited for her to get a reaction.
When did that reaction come in, and what was it?
Almost immediately.
Impressive. Okay, so the jumping physics I'm noticing are very different than in
yeah.
Mega Man 11, or any other Mega Man game for that matter.
This
Even
is
7.
my second favorite Mega Man game, which makes me wrong, apparently. But, yeah, I love this game.
It's not wrong to like a game everyone else hates.
Oh, I thought somebody's phone was ringing. I'm sitting here on the other side of the room. It's the text.
Hello, Dr. Light? Your new weapon is ready. Take it with you. It's called the Mega Ball. Huh. I don't know if I'm reading that right. It is a powerful weapon. I'm not going to use it. I don't know how. We'll see plenty of it in this playthrough, I'm sure.
I plan to use it quite a bit.
Haha. Oh, what are you doing outside of the water? This is not your home.
So when you switch to that weapon, you lose all your hair and become Mega Ball. That's it. Right?
Ooh. That's fun.
I've never done that before.
What, just go on top of the trees?
Yeah, just jump
Wait,
on the trees.
wait. Did you not go down the skull elevator and get the bolt that we need?
Let's go get the bolt that we need. Let's shoot everything in our way.
Yeah, nice quality of life update for the series at this point is...
Mega Ball.
Oh, you can do that.
Do you know how to do that?
No.
And then hold the fire button while you're jumping on it.
Okay.
And you can chain them.
There you go.
Nice. That's the last time I'll be using Mega Ball.
Yeah.
Where is the... Oh, there it
It's
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it... I was afraid it was an enemy.
Ah, okay.
So that's why I didn't
Fair.
go. Yeah, this is the one where Mega Man can't swim, right?
Can.
You can? Yep.
Whoa.
Just double tap the jump button.
Is this the one where we've got Cutman and Woodman as well?
In the Saturn
the
version.
Saturn.
This is recreating the PlayStation version.
So in Saturn he has the bosses but can't swim?
No, he can swim in all versions of 8.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Left.
Ah, I'm so sorry. Should we restart?
Go down the hole and die. Because I'm trying not to spend any more time on this game than necessary. So, yeah, now go ahead and die. Oh, no, you can't!
You can't die.
Well, you can still get beaten up by a thing.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Hey, my face likes you.
The plan is to not backtrack into any of the levels unless absolutely necessary. And I know Zapetroid is good enough in this game that he can do the whole thing without upgrades,
Yeah.
but the rest of us would like to play at least a little bit.
Well, one of the rest of you.
In fact,
Yeah.
If I'm here, I will.
so often do not go for the bolts. You two may have to remind me where they are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you won. I don't know where any of the bolts are.
I meant Nathaniel and his sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, the plan is to not do any backtrack, even though we're technically doing some backtracking now. But I don't want to start us off on the wrong foot, because I've calculated we have a maximum of 35 bolts at our disposal out of the 40 that you can get in this game. And I've got a priority list. Okay, now let's go back.
That's what triggered it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gammon. Surely it doesn't take that long for Mega Man to drop down a pit. Really? Okay, thank you. These things open aggressively. Is this the way I went last time?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
Then when you get up here,
Oh, that's right, swim.
Left.
go to the left.
Up,
Up,
above.
up, and there's a secret wall.
There we go.
Whee.
And now you can just finish the rest of this as
Yep.
usual.
Okay, cool. Basically at the same level of health I was at.
Hey, you know what? It's okay.
No, it's not. I can't find my way onto these platforms. Oh, right, you can do this.
That works.
You can not swim. I'm surprised I got that.
There you go.
Wow. We're getting a lot of bolts.
Yeah, there's 3 bolts right here in the underground stage.
Oh, that's why we came here.
Yeah. Game's got 40 bolts. 3 of them are right here. A stage you
That's
can't...
10% almost. 1 in 10 bolts.
A stage you can't stand because it's this stage. I don't get me wrong, I do like this stage, but compared to the other stages, this one, I mean, it's basically the tutorial stage.
Yeah.
It's kind of lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy it, though. It's okay.
Do we have any things in chat here? Hope they practiced Astro Man stage.
Oh, I'm very practiced with Astro Man. I'm gonna do some mega balling around. Unless, of course, it's not my turn, in which case someone else is gonna do some mega balling around.
How do you fight this thing?
Use the mega ball.
Oh. This game's turning me into a liar.
You can kick the mega ball if you. Yeah, and now kick more.
Good.
Yeah.
Exactly what we want.
There you go.
There.
There you
Oh,
go.
well, that's kind of a pointless crab.
And here we have this giant pointless crab.
Hey. The moment the big evil transformer drops, Dr. Wily's right there to retrieve the core.
Yeah! Mega Man, so you've come! How did you find my secret base? I'm impressed!
It's sort of an obvious skull.
But you're too late! I've just found something that's more powerful than this base! Ha! Ha! Ha, I say!
Base is gonna be really upset to hear that.
Man. You mean Bass?
Oh, okay. He's not gonna be upset.
This is the only game where I'll change my Wily voice.
Wait! Wily! I've gotta go after him!
Too late, Mega Twerp!
What's this? A robot? What are those? It's still alive! I must help it!
That looks just like a gauntlet to me. Man. Mega Man. Oh, we're on. Okay. Can you hear me? Is there anything going on?
Yes, Doctor! I found a robot!
What? Okay, I understand. I'll go there and pick it up.
Homestar, is that you?
You go after Wily. Wily. I'm sorry.
Got it, Doctor!
Save!
Data 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh.
Yeah, but you actually have to save when you're
You have to
saving.
go to yes.
Okay. And now what?
I know, modern games are difficult, aren't they?
This is modern?
Alright,
who's next?
So,
Cool.
what is the... This
Now
is where I start
it's
to
your
get
turn,
confused.
Zapetroid.
What is the order for...
And you have the
am I
big chair
taking
because you're the resident
That
expert.
is a
Oh,
good
cool.
question. We have the spreadsheet up.
That's a good question.
Here, scooch it over.
Sure.
Scooch it over. Oh, hang on a second. Stand up.
Sure.
Lift. Stand down.
Alright.
So, how we have been doing the order so
So
far has been we've had 8 robot masters, so it's a 3x3 grid, and whatever robot master in that frame in each game, that's the order that we go through. So we start with top left every time, and then we go to top right, and then so whoever's in that frame in that game, that's the one we go to. That's the order. That doesn't work for this game because it's split into groups of 4 and 4. So what we did was we took the Mega Man 8, the Rockman 8 Famicom demake menu screen, stage select screen, where it isn't a 3x3 grid with all the bosses out at once, and we applied that same pattern to them. So we're going to go in the same order, and if that Robot Master that we should be going to next is not available yet, we'll skip to the next one. So this is, if I'm not mistaken, Astro, Aqua, Sword, Frost Man, and then Tengu Man after that.
And then Grenade and then Clown.
Yeah, okay, so
right.
cancel that back out. Yep.
Alright. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Let's do it! Oh, Frost Man.
Well, if you're sitting over there, I'll sit in the other chair for now.
Have you finished your sandwich? He's a jolly, happy Frost.
Oh, you don't need to sit back there. I was just saying if you're not sitting here, I'll come back here.
I think I might sit on the couch for a while.
Okay.
You don't understand?
Keep all the sandwich cooks company. Yes, I am finally... Attention world, I am finally done with my sandwich. Actually, I will switch over to the other one because it's easier to keep an eye on chat from here.
Yeah. Alright.
Somebody said Clown Man and my stream censorship didn't bleep it out. That was a running gag. I hate Clown Man, I really do.
Really?
And that was a running gag that I had going on my Twitch channel for a while, that anytime anybody typed Clown Man, it bleeped it out as a swear.
Uh-huh.
Now remember the bolt to go for.
Oh, yes.
The way that they translated this to Mega Man sliding and jumping without... Well, okay, he doesn't jump. Sliding without any changes.
Alright. The input.
Without any changes to the animation, makes very little sense to me. Like, how do you slide on this board and stay on the board?
Is this going to be our first game over?
No, no. No.
I died that many times.
Not me on Mega Man 8.
There we go. May I say, this stage is a large part of the reason why I haven't finished recording my playthrough of Mega Man 8 for YouTube yet, for my Gemini Laser channel.
Really?
Yeah, because when I do my show-offery, I like to do...
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, we're getting a game over.
No, we lost. We lost the marathon.
That's it.
Oh. Such a disappointment. That's all right. We'll send you home first. Phusion and I will just play the rest of it. You've been voted off the island.
Game over. Return.
You've been voted off the skull-shaped island. Actually, yes. That would be a little appropriate here.
I love that you have it set up to just... And what? Am I supposed to be bad at Mega Man 8 today? Is that what we're doing?
But anyhow...
Guys, I fooled you. It was Flash playing this whole time.
Yeah, throw me...
He finished his sandwich, so it must have been.
Throw me under the spiky cute bus from Nitro Man stage. So, yeah, so this stage has been taking me forever because I like to, when I try and show off in my videos, I like to find tricks that look interesting and are reasonably reliable to pull off. Like, there may be some chance of failure, some chance that it's hard to repeat because it's a little bit randomized, or, you know, the timing's very, very precise, but I try and kind of pick and choose what can I do that's interesting, that's impressive, that I can reliably do a good percentage of the time. And there's a couple of, like, big tricks that I want to absolutely make sure I do right, and then everything else is, if I get it, it's great, if not, that's okay. Don't mind if I get roughed up a little bit. Everything feels, and I don't know if it actually is, but it feels so random here with where the giant tellies come in and where they decide to stop. And where some of the other enemies, like, stop moving, like the rabbits.
Yeah.
So much of this feels like I've just left the controller, I haven't even touched it. So there is nothing I am doing to where, like, if the enemy reacts to my input, I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
And the stage plays out differently each time. And it's not even, like, within a reasonable parameter of randomness. It's like, it's going to do this or this or this. It's going to do a range of things.
Yeah.
And so that's been really challenging for me because I don't know how to make the sled sections interesting when this is the first level of the game that I'm going to, and all I've got is the Mega Ball. And, you know, there's a little bit I can do with the Mega Ball, but I do have one idea. Oh, no. Okay, can I take over?
Sure, if you'd like to.
Let me... Oh, yeah, I'll do this from here.
Sure.
So it's just challenging because it's not up to my standards.
I quite like the jetboard sections personally, but I will say that it kind of makes me a little bit sad that Frostman stage is essentially just jetboard the stage, and you don't really get the chance to experiment very much. I like that. I like being able to experiment. So, while I do love Mega Man 8, this is not one of the reasons I love it.
Sounds like Mega Man 10's been taking a page from Mega Man, well, from Frostman's level design.
The entire game's been taking a page. Nice backward slide.
Thank you. I'm not going to pull out all of the tricks that I've been practicing for this. And that's the other thing, that I haven't played this game nearly as many times as the others, so I'm not used to just playing in this game, which is how most of my show-offery happens. And this is very pass-fail, either you remember the jump or you don't. Mm-hmm. And I'm not good at that sequencing, because this doesn't feel like a natural progression. No, that was the one I wanted to get down. I knew... this is intentional, I want to get that ball. I am so sorry, everybody. We were flying. And then the first stage of Mega Man 8, we're just done.
That's my fault. I missed the bullets. I set a curse on all of us.
We've died on every stage in Mega Man 8 so far. We're setting a real precedent.
Oh, man. But the good news is we're getting this out of the way early in the marathon, so that as things progress, we're generally, at least I am generally, going to get better and better at the games for a point, and then sort of hit a plateau where I'm just as good at all of these games roughly equally.
At least I did well in Mega Man 11. So.
Yeah.
Once we hit Mega Man 3, I'll get have more fun.
What if I don't jump?
You die.
I honestly can't even remember the last time that I died on the jet sections.
I know.
Today's just not my day.
and like I might have sounded like I was complaining earlier about my own performance. Apparently it just happens to you.
Yeah. It's the Let's Player's curse, as they say.
I'm also, as I was talking about earlier, I'm off-center here. I'm way to the right. And so this is a very bizarre position for me to be playing from. Making it work, but... Yeah, if we can get through this, we should be fine for a good long chunk of the game afterward.
Yeah.
So thank you, everybody, for bearing with us.
Don't forget about that bolt coming up.
Yes.
And I see what you mean about those tellies. They're just stopping at different parts of the screen every single time.
Yep.
I'm surprised that you don't take damage from the explosions.
Okay, so it's one of these, two of these fall.
There it is.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I was concerned. I'm like, I think it's this one, but I didn't want to do that and fall in a pit, and then I just threw myself in a pit.
I love the snow.
Yeah, it's supposed to slow you down, but it doesn't.
Instead, it snows you down.
Yay! We made it to the checkpoint.
All right.
No more time.
Well, we
Last
hope.
life, right? Oh, we have 2. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was looking over at chat briefly. I'm like, why am I doing this? I can't even read this while I'm playing.
I can read it. Let's see. Yoshi Adams says, I feel like Mega Man 8 gets an unfair amount of hate because people just dismiss it as the bad voice acting jump jump slide slide game and ignore a lot of its good qualities.
Gotta take
I
down a
agree.
whale.
Despite the fact that I do love Mega Man 8 with what is essentially almost my entire heart, I will say that
Doink.
people also dislike it for a lot of other things too. It is very different. It feels more sluggish. The weapons, while they're pretty good for a Mega Man game, a lot of them I don't find have like the best utility in the world. Again, stages are just a little bit too long, and again, I've said this before like 2 times already now. But
I wanted to make sure to get full advantage of this
no
health.
problem. Mega Man is slow.
Yeah, it does feel really slow.
Still love this game though.
I want to pitch in with... Before today, I've only ever seen Mega Man 8 being played by other people through YouTube, which halves the frame rate. And so I was looking at all these explosions and being like, I can't figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
This is a very disappointing section. Because there's so much challenge potential with that kind of visibility gimmick.
Yeah.
And absolutely nothing is done with it.
And I think even looking at the explosions in person, I'm not super impressed. Like, they feel a little bit too distracting.
My issue with the aesthetics of this game, aside from the fact that Mega Man feels really rubbery, and that feels weird to me, is that it is very busy. Everything that explodes into lots of little tiny pieces that are all individually distinct. Right. This is the part that I haven't gotten to practicing a lot, because I'm still getting through the first part to get that. Actually, I think I did finally record the first part to my satisfaction.
You got this.
Some visibility issues. Wait, is it over?
Nope.
Why are we snowing down?
Yeah, it's over.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that felt so much easier. Yeah, what I want out of this sled section is I want the first section to be mostly just enemies, like barely any bottomless pits you can fall into, so you get a feel for the physics. And then graduate by the end of that first section to, okay, some spikes or bottomless pits or something, a little more enemies, but really it's more of a avoid the enemies challenge than a just memorize where the pits are challenge. And then by the third part, do a lot of that same thing and just speed it up a bit. What am I doing?
Stay frosty, Frostman.
Yeah. Jump! I hesitated. I wasn't sure
That's
what I was
okay.
doing.
You can't die on Frostman. I think it's a law. So, like a law of physics. Nice.
Yay! Not bad for sitting way the heck on the side of the screen where I'm awkward playing from.
Yep. How's your sandwich coming along, Phusion?
Almost done.
All right.
But yeah, I would have liked more of a, 2-part or 3-part graduation of challenges in the Frostman sled section, where they really ease you into it, so that you're actually being challenged to apply everything that you know from the first section when you get to the second section. Here it's just, do you know when to jump? And even the jump, can you follow the rules? Yeah, Tengu's next. Shop. I think.
well.
Well, okay.
We'll be okay. I can get through Tengu now. He said after not getting through Frostman.
Well, you don't have the sleds anymore.
It's true.
And the problem I have with the sleds, again, because there's so much instant death, it's pass-fail.
Yeah.
There's no gradient of, you did pretty well, you did pretty poorly, okay, you whiffed and you died on that one. It's just, you failed, or you passed, you passed.
fact that we have jump, jump, slide, slide makes me think that they created the challenge. They realized it's not good as it is. Like, it's coming way too fast. And then they didn't have time or the inclination to rework the whole stage. And so instead they just gave you like stop signs. That looks
so close.
That looks especially awkward.
Oh man, there we go.
Nice.
It's just hard to do with the wind.
Yeah, the wind looked very messy.
There are things that I like about 8, but I think my main criticism toward it in general is feature bloat.
Mm-hmm.
That there are so many, like I was saying earlier in the stream, it doesn't feel like a natural evolution of the Mega Man series so much as we're going to do a lot of things different, not necessarily better. Because all of the games before it were trying to refine the formula and improve on it and grow it, make it bigger and bolder. And this is, we're just going to do a lot of different things with this. And I think just as a game, independently of Mega Man, there's a lot to recommend this. It's just harder as a Mega Man game because it feels so different from the others in a lot of key ways.
Yeah.
But it does have a lot of similarities. It's still, you know, I still accept this as part of the canon.
I didn't walk forward.
You know, I don't have any problems saying, oh yeah, I'll play Mega Man 8. Yeah, there are other ones I would rather play, but given the choice between this and no Mega Man ever, I would play this.
I'm just grabbing whoever comes out.
Yeah, lack of E-Tanks is rough also because that is such a staple, and then they pulled it back in 7 and reduced how many you can carry, and then they just did away with them altogether. Which wouldn't be as bad if the rush utilities were like they were previously, where you use a set amount of energy every time you summon rush, instead of you have one use this whole stage, and it drains the whole bar, and you have more power-ups than you know what to do with.
I know Flash has been asked before about...
Are we leaving bolts behind again? Which bolts did we forget?
Did I forget a bolt?
Are there bolts in the flying section?
I don't think there were any in the snow in Frostman stage at the end.
I don't believe so. Alright, we got the whole team.
Nice.
For 1 second.
I've been asked before about Rockman 4 minus Infinity. I have actually played that game, and so I'm recognizing how this is exactly that.
Yeah.
In one of
Frozen
in Ice,
the first Cossack stage, I believe it is.
Now, comment in chat about the weapons. I think this game actually does make deliberate use of its weapons. Swordman stage is an excellent example of this. I really like Swordman stage. And there are some sections like here. This is really fun to go through with Ice Wave. Mm-hmm. We're basically duplicating my boss order for my eventual YouTube playthrough here, also.
Just okay with me.
Just in case you were wondering. But yeah, and like, I love this section of Tengu Man stage. This is so much fun to me. And I know it's different, but it's not outside of the norm for Mega Man. You know, by this point, we've had the lead up to Wily Star in Mega Man 5 for Game Boy, where you're flying around as Rush.
Yeah.
We've had the Wave Bike section. You know, we've had sections like this. So this is not, you know, this is just putting Mega Man on a vehicle.
Yep. But I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I think it's cute that...
and we're moving around like Rush Jet in Mega Man 3, so it's not like the movement physics are any different than anything we've seen.
I just always thought it was cute that you get the whole gang together.
Yeah, I like that a lot. But I do think there are lots of good places to use the weapons, but the weapons aren't necessarily as fun to use as they are in some of the other. Yeah. Like, you get Water Balloon, and you're like, Water Balloon? And it can be very useful, but it's not one of those like, oh, this looks like fun, I'm going to try it everywhere.
Yeah.
Tornado Hold, on the other hand.
Not for the fact that you only get
that's
4 uses per bar.
Well, yeah, there is that. Well, not with Water Balloon.
All right.
Thanks, Mitch Cheddar.
Bubble Man Part 2.
Glad you're able to tune in for at least a little bit. Yeah, I am happy to be streaming again. And I'm happy to be streaming with friends.
Hello! I'm friend.
I'm friend number 2.
I have... So I'm thinking a lot about... I'm quickly approaching the closure of the current chapter of my life, and I'm looking at what am I going to do. We gotta... Oh, yeah, that's not a bolt. That's...
Just a minute.
Just a health.
And I'm not going for it.
But I know I think there's another bolt coming up, right?
We're still playing Tengu Man stage?
Yes! Oh yeah, there's the bolt.
Oh, is this a section?
Yeah, you need to go down.
Yeah, I have to jump off this.
What are these platforms? That was a...
Oh, they're awful.
They remind me of the footballers in Mega Man 1.
Better, they're just a little unpredictable.
Yeah, in this section the wind is so strong that you actually can't even move left.
Yeah.
So, not unless you're off screen.
But, yeah, I feel like I'm closing in on the close of... Yes, very good. Closing in on the close of this chapter of my life, and I'm figuring out what do I want to do next. Because this chapter has been defined by Mega Man fan games. And I definitely want to get back and finish this playthrough of Mega Man 8. I want to at least have recorded more Mega Man. I'm sort of falling out of... running out of energy to do as much recording as I used to. That was never something I thought I was going to get into in the first place. But I know that, I have a lot of people who are looking forward to my playthroughs, and I do enjoy the playthroughs. It's just Mega Man 8 in particular has been a very, very difficult one for me on a lot of levels. But once I'm through it, I'm going to the Game Boy games, and even though I really, really don't like Mega Man 1 for Game Boy, Dr. Wily's Revenge, is up there with Mega Man 10 as one of the other very few that I just straight up don't like. But at least it's short. And so Mega Man 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for Game Boy should be less of a problem. And I'll be able to put out a lot more content more quickly, I hope, after that. And then get back to live streaming. But, what do I want to do? As much as I love Mega Man, I've done so much Mega Man for so many of the last several years. And I think I'd like to try branching out into something different, but I haven't quite put my finger on what it is yet.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, no. And I don't know if it'll be writing or recording or, I'm going to get out of game making for a while because even though I love designing games, that is just emotionally draining and it is a huge time consumption.
Oh, yeah. Tornado hold!
Did we just beat the stage with 100% less deaths?
Yeah.
Fewer deaths?
Grenade Man would be next.
I believe so. Let me just pull up our 8... Grenade. Yeah, Grenade, then Clown, then we circle back to Astro.
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
8.
Who's going?
Oh,
not me.
Okay, I'll take
Alright,
it.
go ahead. Do you want the big comfy chair again?
No!
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. That was a no because I didn't go to the shop. I hit the button before my brain said shop.
That's okay.
We're going to spend all of this effort getting bolts and never buy a single thing.
Buy everything for the Wily stages.
I'm ready.
So yeah, question for chat then is, assuming that I still do more Mega Man live streams and Mega Man videos for YouTube, what would you be interested in seeing me do for the next phase of my life and my creative career that isn't game design? I may go back to game design eventually. I do definitely have a couple of ideas of things that are on my bucket list to create, but how do we have 7 lives after gaming over twice? This is insane.
How's it going?
I'm really looking forward to releasing my video of Grenade Man stage because, oh, you gotta remind me.
Yeah.
I already messed it up.
No, I think you're okay.
No, I already messed it up. I messed it up.
You can use the ball to get in there, I think.
But yeah, I'm curious, chat, to know what you might be interested to see me do in the future that does not necessarily have anything to do with Mega Man. Oh, it's over there. I messed this up somehow.
You can still get in there. There you go.
Okay, good. For as many times as I have practiced up to, I've practiced the first half of the game and recorded some footage, and I keep re-recording because the perfectionist in me is really coming out hard. But I still need a little bit of a refresher on this. Even though I've played this game so many times, and I've played it relatively recently, especially compared with some of the other games, but I'm blaming it on sitting way the heck on this side of the...
Yeah, and that's why you keep doing it, right? So you have something to blame it on.
Oh, also, just as a side note, you
whoop.
These look like really obnoxious popping out of hit enemies.
Oh, you know what? I was going to be tricky, and in my playthrough I will be tricky and cocky and just land right there in front of him. But we've already had too many deaths, so I don't want to tempt fate.
That's something I wouldn't do.
I'm tempted to do that in Airman stage, but I can only do it with like 50% accuracy.
But the controls in this game, the special weapons are mapped to a different button altogether than your normal attack. And I have... we're actually using the special weapon button as our default fire. And I have the regular Mega Buster, which is a dedicated Mega Buster that you can still use even when you have a special weapon out.
Yeah. Which is something I actually really like about Mega Man 8. So you don't have to constantly switch back and forth.
Feels like a good quality of life thing to have.
Yeah.
It's not Mega Man 11, is it?
No, I don't believe so. Because they have A and X mapped to Rush.
Yeah.
Woohoo! I got a thing! Who knows what it is?
It's a... thing!
How are we doing on chat? I haven't caught up and the microphone's kind of blocking my side a little bit.
Let's see. Doesn't look like any questions.
No!
So someone is asking, you think Mega Man and Bass should have been in this? So for the uninitiated, Mega Man and Bass is in the conversation one day, but not today.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking about the Legacy Collection? Because I feel like that will be a good fit for a future, like a Mega Man Legacy Collection 3, right? We can't get that right now.
What else would be in 3? Legacy Collection 3.
Wily Wars, potentially. I mean, the Game Boy games would probably get their own collection.
Light and Wily Rockboard.
And honestly, it would make sense to put Mega Man and Bass and Challenger from the future together.
Wonder Swan. Wow.
Now,
That Joe had a rough day.
Maybe Mega Man Game Gear. Or the Game Boy
can
games.
you?
Yeah.
No, you can't. I was wondering if I could lure the Fire Met all the way over to the left side, but I don't think that's actually possible.
As long as we're not missing bolts, I think we're good, right?
Well, we are missing a bolt, but it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable.
From our fossil road?
Well, yeah, I mean, we would need to come back here with Swordman's weapon.
Yeah. Right, from...
Flame Sword.
Flame Sword!
Impressive.
Sword Man, one of the first floor or the second floor?
Swordman's in the second half.
Got it.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Nice. Good save.
I forgot about the blocking. It's amazing how many things that have just fallen out of my head for this game. Like, I know this game. I've played this game. I've been practicing this game. Why are these things just dropping out of my head?
I'm gonna read off a few suggestions from the chat for what you should do next, or you know what.
Oh yes, thank you.
Want to see NES Metroid, perhaps. More discussions on particular level designs. Shovel Knight, Super Adventure Rockman. I'm guessing that's a suggestion. And then there's a lot of people showing support for just anything that you're passionate about, Flashman.
Aw. This is my favorite Robot Master to fight. I am not doing as well as I usually do here, but...
I really like fighting Grenade Man with Thunderclaw, because you can toss his flash bombs back at him. I love that.
Oh, somebody's talking about the DOS games. Those are actually in his list. I'm not sure when they're gonna come up, but they're planned.
Faster, dog, faster.
Drive him to death.
It's a good strat.
Turn around faster.
Yeah, you're hardly even moving. Why is it taking so long to turn?
Oh, you can totally do this.
Not anymore.
No, you got this. You got this. No, my God!
So, Magmal 3 gave me a great appreciation for Rush Bike, because you were just invincible for the duration.
Yeah. When you get hit, the timer for Rush ticks down faster, so you lose a few seconds, but you don't take damage, so you don't die. It's awesome.
Whew, okay. So, Phusion, are you officially out of the rest of the game?
I think I am.
Okay.
I think I'd just be a hindrance. And I might go head out for a bit. And
Okay.
come back when I'm awake.
You got it.
Did we not go to the shop?
We will right now.
All right.
Love to hear it.
This is my favorite shop.
Okay, so we got 14. Ask for a Pratt.
All right.
Let's go. I think Power Shield is really important,
Yeah, let's get that right away.
and I like Arrow Shot.
I never use Arrow Shot, but you can use it.
Okay, or the Energy Balancer is also good at this point,
Yeah.
because we want that as well.
Now we got 3 next.
Yep, and nothing else here,
Yeah.
so cancel.
All right. Let's save.
All right, and we might go for what do we might go for next? The speed charger after we get to the next half. So let's keep going. Exit.
All right. Sword HMX asks, have you ever seen Hide of Beasts videos?
I know the name, but I have not. I might have not watched 1 or 2. I will be right back. I'm going to leave you, not because you're playing Clown Man, for real.
But because you have to make another sandwich. Hi everybody, I'm alone playing Clown Man stage. This is what I wanted. This is everything I wanted. So, I don't know if we've had this conversation. We've talked about our favorite Robot Masters from some of the games that we've been playing. But what's everybody's favorite Robot Master? Just period. Or if you don't necessarily have a favorite Robot Master, what about a favorite enemy or a favorite Maverick? And I just missed that bolt. So,
So I will leave stuff out. Or when are you
we're just gonna die, so we don't have to worry about not having gotten that bolt. I skipped a bolt, so I'm gonna kill myself.
You skipped a bolt?
It was an accident, I promise.
What'd you do, dude?
I fell down the hole.
I know, we were so big on, like, let's not backtrack, and we're spending more time trying to get ourselves obliterated.
I mean, to be fair,
so we can
I
backtrack.
don't need the bolts. You're the one who wants the bolts. Can I die, please? Kill me.
We can't just keep moving forward and look for a place to get run over? Okay,
Run over.
that'll do.
Oh, no.
Oh, good,
It starts
blue
me
portal,
from
it finally
bolt.
worked.
It starts me from past the bolt.
Alright, forget it.
Alright,
the
let's
bolt
go.
is dead to us.
We lost a life for the greater good. And the greater good wouldn't listen. Oh, man. I
let's
love
see.
these train enemies, and I don't know why.
Okay, here's a question for Flashman. Is there any platformer or other action-focused game series you're a huge fan of? Would be fun to see playthroughs of one of those. I used to be...
Ooh.
That's the pit you were looking for.
Yep.
I used to be a huge Metroid fan. Metroid was my second favorite game series after Mega Man. After the latest 2 installments, and honestly after the last decade or so of games, I can't say I'm a Metroid fan any longer, and kind of want to have nothing to do with the franchise. So I would have done that as a possibility, but also Nintendo likes taking down everybody's videos and monetizing stuff and all that, so I don't really want to deal with Nintendo stuff at this point in time either.
Yep.
But I love adventure games. I would definitely play some adventure games. As far as platformers go, though, I'm less into platformers now than I used to be, because that was like my #1 favorite genre to play, and RPGs and adventure games were, very high up there, and simulation. You know, the SimCity games and that sort of thing. But yeah, in more recent years, as I'm getting older, it can be stressful to play platformers. And I've been really gravitating, especially since the start of the pandemic, I've really been gravitating more toward games that, you know, maybe there's a challenge to them, but it doesn't feel as intense, that it's more laid back, relaxing, that it's more using my brain more than my reflexes. And I still love Mega Man because there is a brain component to here of figuring out the weaknesses and, you know, strategizing what weapons am I going to use, what order do I want to go in, that kind of thing. And I do feel like there is a puzzle element to Mega Man, even when it looks like it's just plain platforming. But, you know, as far as other platformers go, I haven't been playing a whole lot, and there's not any others that I can think of that I would be really interested in doing playthroughs of.
Bye, Cicerol.
This game does have an exit utility, but you need to buy it.
Yeah.
And that's sort of a waste of bolts if you're spending a tenth of your bolts on something that makes it easier to get bolts. Yes, point-and-click adventure games is what I'm talking about when I mean adventure games. Not like, Legend of Zelda could be considered an adventure game in some sense, but no. I'm talking about like the Sierra games, the LucasArts games, Telltale games, and just those are some of the big names. But I play indie adventure games as well. I'll play just about anything that I can physically. I'll play basically anything I can physically stomach when it comes to an adventure game. Now, RPGs, I love RPGs. There's a whole bunch of RPGs that I would play. It's a very big time investment. And again, I don't know that I want to be doing, like, recording in my next phase, aside from Mega Man. I still might do some stuff on live stream because that's very, very easy to pump out because it's just an hour of effort is an hour of content. And I really like that...
we're just not going to go. We can't get there right now anyway, so...
one at the top right? I think you can. Isn't there one on the top right?
Is there?
I think there's one on the top right.
There might be.
And I don't think you can get it this way. Oh, yep. Oh, yeah, maybe you can. It's just there's that floaty helicopter dude up there who will wreck your day.
Ooh. See if we can get past him.
Yeah, this is why I want to.
Shots.
This is why I want to eject Mega Man 8 from the marathon at the next time when we have too many games to play in a single sitting.
Yeah.
Because all of this nonsense, he's going to respawn. So you got to hop up to the left, quickly switch to your Mega Buster shot, and take him out, and then jump.
It's like impossible.
I can do it.
You want to give a shot?
Yeah.
I have 100% of this game before, but only like twice.
Okay.
Well, you got a 1-up.
Proof of concept.
Nice.
There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Doing some discussion and retrospective videos, then. Yeah, I have thought about that. One idea that I did... I'm surprised you didn't shoot it from the ladder. Yeah. One idea that I've come up with is... Oh, I just realized the sandwiches stuff needs to get put away, so I'll do that shortly. And let Zapetroid get back to talking. But one thing I've considered is... I don't want to just make entertainment. Like, I'm fine with making just entertainment, but with whatever I'm doing next, I want it to, fill a void of something that isn't out there. I want to provide content that maybe people are looking for or didn't realize that they were looking for. That isn't just, oh, here's another guy playing Metroid. It's, here's something that I have been looking for that would be really helpful. And I think I'm big on, like, teaching and sharing my passions and having a... you're going for the ball down at the bottom?
Yeah. It's, which one is it again?
It's a row of like 4 of them, and it's the second or third one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thinking about so far right, I believe, and then I think it's the middle one once you get up there.
That one.
Yeah, the one to the right. I think that's the one. But doing like a 10-minute beginner's guide to a different game or a different game series that I feel like hasn't been covered terribly much. Tornado, hold quickly.
Well, that's the wrong way. Whew. Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah. I thought I was good at Mega Man 8. To be fair, I guess I'm not.
Alright, I'm going to start bringing some food back. But if you're still on this stage... Oh, okay. Nope. Z-Saber's got it. Never you mind.
Alright.
Thank you, Les.
Ooh. I need more water in my life.
Do you want a refill? We can get you something to drink.
Oh no, I just have my drink over there. I just need to reach out. I need to actually reach out and grab it.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps ending up on the floor. It's so far away.
Alright, let's try to grab this bowl.
Welcome back. I see Mad Luigi has returned, and if there's anybody else I've missed, welcome back, you. Thank you. Yay! Boo!
We got it. Let's leave. Ooh.
You've heard of Let's Plays. Are you ready for Let's Leave? Happy to have you here. Yeah, so Phusion's officially taken a break. He has not played this game at all, aside from, like, right now today.
Yeah.
So, he's deferring to us and taking a little bit of a rest.
And that's alright.
And you may hear Z-Saber flitting in and out. The sandwiches are being returned to their home planets. Killing you! I keep hearing Thunder Cannibal.
I always heard that when I was a kid.
One thing that I had wanted to do that I ran out of time for was prepping a series of conversation topics to fire up, you know, pull them out of a hat or something like that.
Yeah.
If things started to get a little quiet, like I feel they are doing here.
Alright.
But unfortunately, I didn't have time for that.
That's alright. I'll just do my best to be a little bit more talkative. I'm just trying not to die. But I guess that means it's your turn.
Here's an idea.
Sure.
Let me move the folding chair while we're not currently using it.
Yeah.
So you can scooch over.
Thunderclaw!
Okay. Closer to the action, closer to the microphone.
Yeah. Welcome to the marathon.
Thank you. It's so nice to be here. So, how have you been?
I'm okay. Cutscene.
That's not my name. I know we rag on the cutscenes a lot because it's fun, it's easy to do. But I also understand, like, there are real human beings who voiced these, and I cannot imagine if they've ever looked through the comment sections on anything of how they feel about it. You know, if they look back and they're like, please stop talking, please stop insulting me, I feel really bad. Or if they're like, you know, you're right, you have every right to make fun of this. Or just, whatever, I don't care. Like, I know, like, none of these people in this game, I don't think any of them were professional voice actors, and if they were just at the start of their career. Because I IMDb'd everybody at one point, and it was like, this was the only credit to their name, or they only had like 2 credits, and they were other Capcom games around the same era. And I know that, you know, some people, like the person who voiced Mega Man, went on to sell real estate in Japan. I found her channel on YouTube. And so it's hello, hang on a second. Sorry about that. But,
You were saying?
yeah, I was saying, you know, I would be interested to see what the people who provided the voice acting for this game think of it. Because I know being someone who has done game design, I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of commentary that isn't even directed personally at me, but directed at something I've done. And, you know, to have people just rag on it and destroy it, if I'm proud of it especially. So I try and ease up a little bit on Mega Man 8, even though I know it is a popular target for poking fun at it. But, you know, this is not necessarily all that different from some of the anime dubs that were around at the time. You know, this is very much on par with a lot of the voice acting I've heard.
Oh, yeah. That still doesn't make it good.
Yeah, and I agree, Ryusagi, that half of bad voice acting is the director. And I definitely feel like this was probably a combination of factors of people who had never done voice acting before and may or may not have actually had a real true interest in it.
Yeah.
However it was directed, because there are some things in here, like Dr. Light fumbling over his words, that's not the voice actor's fault. That's someone else's fault for including that take in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree that there's multiple components at work here.
Still, I have to appreciate the fact that because the voice acting was so bad, now it's become kind of a staple of a Mega Man 8 playthrough. And it's something that I quite enjoy about the game, even though it's bad. It's pretty bad. But also, it doesn't feel like Mega Man 8 without that voice acting.
But also, you know, this is sort of par for the course for this era of voice acting. Because, you know, this was the late 90s. Voice acting was just starting to be introduced in video games. And Capcom, I feel like, was especially behind the curve with, you know, really figuring out what to do with voice acting.
Yeah.
Because it's not just this game. I've heard other Capcom games from, you know, early in the voice acting years.
Mm-hmm.
I like what they did for Powered Up, though. Like, things definitely improved by the time Powered Up.
Yeah. Which I still have to get.
Yeah, okay.
You want to be Duo?
No, you go ahead and be
I'm
Duo.
usually Mega Man, so...
I'll do Mega Man, you be Duo.
Okay. Don't try to stop me from completing my mission. Alright.
Well, that was totally worth having a discussion over.
Yeah. Duo takes 1 damage
right.
from everything except the Charge Buster, so...
I'm ready to get hit.
Ouch.
That's what I was prepared for.
I also really enjoy this theme.
It's a good one.
I love the every battle feels so anime even in game just because they don't turn off Mega Man's voice acting for the power shot and the ha and everything like that. I feel a strong sense of justice within you. Who are you?
The slowest whistle. Are you okay? Man. Burp. Oh, I'm sorry. I stole your burp. What happened? Who is he? I don't know. That robot was holding back. He didn't fight me with everything he had. I wonder why. He might be connected to Dr. Wily. What? Wily Tower is just ahead from here. That's the name of Wily's new castle. No relation to the one where, you know, Hyper Rod G and Mega Buster F and, you know, SpongeBob Q. What are their names?
SpongeBob Q. Thanks for telling me the name of the castle, Proto-Man. That surely helps my mission.
Google. Looking for Wily Tower?
Google,
just plug it into Google Maps.
Navigate me to Wily Tower, please. Wily Tower is 4 bosses from now.
Yeah. And just the worst cutscene in the game.
Oh yeah. When I was a kid and I first saw this cutscene, I felt so bad for Rush.
Yeah, it is even with the best possible direction you could imagine. This is painful to watch.
Yeah.
Can we skip this one? We have a request.
I'm okay.
I'm okay with skipping the screaming.
All right.
Yep. Rush is dead forever.
Goodbye, Rush. For those of you who want to see that cutscene, feel free to YouTube it.
Yeah.
Because I think it is still worth watching just to see what it is, but we could do with that.
Let's go back to the shop, because I think we can buy something else now.
Sure.
I do want to save up for the speedy charge.
You got it.
Yes, and which we can afford now. So all the way right, please. High-speed charge. Yeah.
All right. I don't think we can afford anything else.
Nope.
Not with one bolt. Have I mentioned yet this is the best shop theme in Mega Man? Because I think I have.
It's a really good shop theme. That's one thing about the Legacy Collection, too, that bugs me a little bit. So they went with the Mega Man 8 aesthetic.
Yeah, it's Astro next, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Astro Aqua Sword Search?
Astro Aqua Sword Search.
All right.
Correct. Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry, my fault. Good.
I got it. Alright. I have to do the Astro Man maze, which I believe I have memorized, so here we go. Now that I've said that, of course, I'm going to screw it up. But
I wonder if these... Oh, no, the colors changed, but I was wondering if those were supposed to be, like, referencing the password dots from Mega Man 3 and 5. Well, all of the Mega Mans, but especially the red and blue different colored ones.
Oop.
Did we equip our new equipment? I think it automatically...
I think it automatically equips.
Equips?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yeah.
This is another problem of playing a marathon of games that you haven't necessarily replayed lately, is remembering all of the little nuances and differences between them. Like Mega Man 11 was, do you want to equip this? And now I'm thinking, like, do I need to equip this?
Do I?
I do like this stage in concept, but this is another one where marathons go to die, you know?
Yep. Oh, no, I'm thinking of Maze 2, but that's the button there. So we just get back around.
And this button we want to hit.
If I don't fall down the ladder.
Did I mean from 4? What did we mean from 4? Oh, the frogs from Mega Man 3 stack like the grasshoppers from 5. Oh, no, there are frogs in 3, but you're thinking 6. 6 is the one that has the grasshoppers like this.
I want to go this way again now. I think.
You are the expert on this game, allegedly.
Allegedly.
We'll put that in your title. Alleged Mega Man X expert. Mega Man X?
Mega Man 8 expert.
Can you imagine? Get through, like, okay, we can't beat Mega Man 8. We're switching to the X series.
You want to get the bolt?
Yes, please. So, status check. We've been streaming, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. We've been streaming for 5 3/4 hours. How we doing? How we feeling?
I feel good. Or are we asking chat?
Everybody.
Chat, how are you feeling?
Everybody within earshot. How we doing?
Yeah. I might open up a do, but that's for me to find out.
No!
Oh, man.
Oh.
The resident Mega Man 8 expert.
I'm doing okay. I can feel my energy level starting to subside a bit. The sandwich helped.
Yeah, the sandwich helped me too.
But I'm definitely at a point where, like, if I were just playing video games all day, this is where I would take a break, step away from the computer for a little while.
Yeah.
But that is okay. I was going to ask this while Phusion was here, but he stepped out for a little bit. What is it about this series that make you willing to do an entire day of insanity like this?
Me? Oh, man. Mega Man is so challenging, and yet it never feels unfair or frustrating for me. And so, regardless of how often I play or how often I might die or suffer through some challenges, I never truly feel angry with the game. I always feel like I'm having a good time. And Mega Man in general, it's got elements of all the kinds of genres that I enjoy. It has strategy, it has like health management and weapons management, it's got platforming, and it's got shooting, which are all things that I love about certain video games. You put them all together and you basically you have what I consider to be the perfect series. There are more Mega Man games in my top 20 than from any other series. So, I'd like to say Mega Man is my favorite series of all time. And realistically, just saying that by itself, I think, is enough to say, yeah, that's why I want to do an entire marathon of it. I can't get tired of it.
Yeah, this has been my favorite video game series for as long as I have had a favorite video game series.
Oh, yeah.
And it's something I grew up with. There's childhood nostalgia here, but there's also, you know, this is something I have shared with so many friends and my wife over the years.
Mm-hmm.
So I have lots and lots of positive associations with so many people who have been a huge part of my life, or even just a fleeting part of my life.
Ooh.
It's down there.
What's up?
No, the ball fell down there,
Yeah,
and it's still technically on screen somewhere.
Ooh. Ooh. I can do this. I've done it a million times. Alright.
How did that get over there?
How did that get over there? Can I get over there?
I heard that I should be part of the conversation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we would have asked you when you got back.
Ooh,
I came to the
oh my god.
slightly disappointing, but also slightly
Do you want a hand?
There it is.
You got it.
I got it.
Yes.
I do know how to do it. I'm not used to it on this controller.
But you're out of ammo.
Well,
Hang on. Wait. I was gonna say rush. We might have the rush utility.
oh, we could.
give
I
you
don't necessarily
refills.
need to go up there though, so
Okay.
I can take the long route. We're making good time.
I decided that I actually can't sleep, so we're here.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's not because of you two. It's because I'm way too excited. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
cool.
Pull the chair back around. I think what I want to do, because it makes me nervous to have the folding chair where it is have
Yeah, that's fair.
if you're don't mind being stationed there. We can switch chairs if you want the more comfortable one, though.
I can sit here, stand here, do anything.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so...
Phusion's back. So, yeah, the question was, what is it about this series that would make you willing to spend an entire day playing all of these games?
So I'm going to come at it from a slightly different angle than the previous answers we've heard so far. I am very much a creature of habit. A lot of the things that I enjoy are ones that I feel safe with and have invested a lot of time in. And those are things that I know will continue to give me joy. Mega Man is one of those things that...
Oh, we have to get that button there.
Strikes a lot of different needs that I have in a video game series. It's short enough that I can memorize my way through every single stage of multiple games. And that, I find, is actually the only way I can enjoy a game. Especially one so fast-paced as any sort of platformer. And so I've just naturally spent... spent tons and tons of hours.
The wheel cutter. There's the bolt.
Yeah, we got it. On all the games except 8. Yeah, I think that's the only one besides Mega Man and Base. And so they're just a really big part of my life. They're something that I still can be decent at, even after many years away.
Oh, that's right. We don't have
the wheel or the controller.
We don't have the homing.
No homing. And I can always play something like this and feel gratified, like I accomplished something at the end. And the more I play, the more I get that feeling. That also makes it a little difficult for me to start a new Mega Man game. It's very daunting. Mega Man 11 occupied that space for quite a long while. I'm still arguably there. But that's why I'm looking forward to, once I've put in all the hours I need into Mega Man 11 and knowing it like the back of my hand, like with so many of these other games, I will begin to really, really, really have fun with that, because the options in that game are so limitless. And that's really the thing with so many of these games, even the 8-bit ones where you don't have lots of options. The way you can play through the stages with all of these weapons, right?
Yeah. Replay value is so hugely important.
There's so much you can do with Mega Man. Running, jumping, weapons. And that always gets me coming back for more.
Yeah. But yeah, I was starting to say, it's...
Always blocking my shots.
It's something I grew up with, something I have a lot of fond memories attached to. Very nice.
Thank you.
And,
Phusion, you want to take a crack?
No.
Okay.
I will take a crack sooner or later. Right now I've got...
Consider that maze memorized. I swear, I was like, I had it memorized, so I didn't practice much of Mega Man 8 because I was like, I don't need to. And I guess I just didn't.
That's cool to hear, Sword HMX. But it's also, this is my jam where video games are concerned. Just the pacing of it. The who did we say was next? Was
next is Aqua.
Aqua. I don't think we got enough to afford anything new.
I think we got 2 more.
We had like 1.
Yeah. Oh, no, we got enough.
Okay, we can buy a thing.
What would you like to buy?
So, I do want to get spare extra, because if we start having trouble with the boss rush, that's a big help.
We can just save if you want.
Yeah, we can just save. I'm trying. Super Recovery is another one that I like to have, but yeah, let's. Because I'm thinking final stage, final boss in particular.
Yeah.
And what's going to help. So we'll keep saving up for that.
I'm Aquaman.
So it's very much my gameplay style. I like the responsive controls. I love the aesthetics, the graphics, and the visuals.
Don't forget the music.
What?
Yeah.
I said the graphics and the visuals. I meant the music and the visuals.
I like the graphics too.
I like the visuals too.
We'll swamming. We'll swam a
Do a
little
little
bit.
swimmy swam. Just swamming around.
Swim, jam, jam.
Eat.
Snap into a swim gym.
Also, I'm glad to hear my wife finally got a sandwich.
So now everybody in this house has had a sandwich. This section gives me such anxiety.
That is not the weapon I thought I had equipped.
Yeah, but you know what? We're using it. This is probably my least favorite mini-boss in the series.
I'm okay with it.
Like, in the whole series, I don't like this
Oh, wow,
mini-boss.
okay.
Yeah. And this is one of my favorite Mega Mans. I just don't like this mini-boss.
I never like the ones where you're constantly scrolling until you beat the boss, but this type where you're falling down a waterfall feels especially bad because it just means every time you play the game, the waterfall isn't a constant height.
Yeah. It makes me interested to, and I've seen many speedruns of Mega Man 8, but I can only remember so much. It makes me interested to see again how a speedrunner handles that fight.
Another reason that I like doing this is just I love marathons in general.
Yeah.
I think it is fascinating to see a series evolve, or in this case, de-evolve, back-to-back rapid fire. This is the one I wanted to save Astro Man for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm so used to marathoning things in their proper order.
Oh, right, the swimming. With the swimming.
With the swimming. That when you said that we were going to do it in reverse order, I was like, oh, that's very interesting, actually. I wonder how I'll feel about that. And, you know, it's totally fine. I'm I'm super intrigued by watching the series go back in time, because it still feels so much like Mega Man every new entry that it really doesn't feel like we're necessarily going backwards. It feels like we're just going to the next stage.
After this installment, it will, because the last couple were all kind of disparate and had their own individual vibe to them. Mm-hmm. But coming from here, we're going to start to feel the, I don't want to say downgrade, but the downward progression.
Yeah.
I think the problem is...
This is where we want to go, yeah?
Yeah.
I think the problem is the older Mega Mans were not as future-proofed.
In what way?
In the intentionality way. There are things that are a little rough around the edges of each of the NES Mega Man games, and then Mega Man 7 was just the first foray.
You ate my shot.
No.
It was tasty.
But Mega Man 9 and 10, I think, started having, I don't know what you'd call it, modern or...
somewhere, I think there's another bolt in here somewhere that I don't want to miss.
I think so.
Some sort of design...
Did I get it? Was that it? Or was that just a one-up?
No, that was health.
A health?
Yeah.
We don't want health. We want money.
Somewhere... I should probably have...
There's the bolt.
Butts! Butts, I say.
Are we going back?
Yeah, if I can off myself.
Did we have a good save point? Is that how that works?
Oh, you know what I can do? I can load a checkpoint save.
Yeah.
That's why we're using the Legacy Collection. Well, we're doing that because it's easier to record, and I don't need to constantly switch...
cartridges. Not that I would have minded.
Okay, so I wasn't paying attention. What side was that actually on?
It's like on the... It's in the middle, but it's leaning toward the left, so when you fall, you want to stick left.
I'm not even going to futz with it. I'm just going to fall straight down.
Yep. There it is.
Thank you.
And that's the way we wash our hands.
So I feel like Mega Man 9 and 10 are the ones where they're very polished and almost unbreakable. I don't think speedruns even use glitches.
No, I don't think there are any zips even other than the concrete shot.
They just use exploits, really. Things that don't nearly...
Not what I wanted to do. I keep... That's a good weapon to have as a fast, quick switch, but the color scheme keeps making me think it's a different weapon.
There's a lot of
also
some
at the
color
distance,
on yellow.
At the distance that I am from here as well.
Yeah.
Because I keep thinking it's going to be Flash Bomb first, because that's the first one on the weapon list.
You know, there are a lot of costumes for Mega Man in this game that are some color on yellow.
In Another Catzel thinks I'm handsome. But you can call me handsome guy.
She right, though.
Okay,
right,
well...
now you can switch to that weapon.
I appreciate that Astro Man. Aquaman makes his own rainbow.
I love that. I also love his voice. He's just another, I'm all the way up here voice.
Yes!
No! Water balloon! Work, work!
Thank you!
Ooh, that
wow.
Yoshichi!
Why am I doing this? Just attack.
That's it. Good night, Aquaman.
Nice.
You got meteor dog.
Do you think Aquaman sleeps on a waterbed?
Ha ha ha.
Thank you.
We can hit the shop next.
Sure.
Does anyone think Aquaman likes meteor showers?
You think he prefers a water pick to a toothbrush? Does he have teeth?
He barely has a face.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's go shopping. It's
Yeah, glad to
Christmas
see
time.
Russia's feeling better.
Welcome back. Alright.
Let's do, because I am concerned about the boss,
You want to get,
the extra lives.
you got it. Spare extra?
Yes.
Alright.
And I know we Mega Man experts shouldn't even need
I
to
don't
worry
think we
about
can
that,
afford
but
anything else.
again, because I use extra lives as a substitute for E-Tanks in the boss rematches,
Yeah.
that is part of my strategy, because I am not good enough at this game yet to reliably get through everybody without dying a couple times. And I really do not want to redo the boss rush stage if I can help it.
Yeah, I don't want to either. Mega Man 8 is slow enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I am assuming this is probably going to be the lowest point of the marathon.
Swordman stage?
No, no, just...
Mega Man 8?
No, actually, this is...
The highest point to the lowest point.
This is my favorite stage of the...
Is it?
Yeah, in the game. Because it's special weapons, and it's puzzles, and I love that kind of stuff. And it's so different, it's novel.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want every stage to be like this.
Oh yeah, I had it.
But it is, in a game that's very big on giving us different gameplay styles, I'm very happy to have this in the mix. Yeah, I
Yeah.
approve, I approve.
That's how we do it.
Oh, almost.
It's alright. Oh no.
Regular
Really?
Buster, regular Buster.
This is one of the stages that when I was a kid, I thought, oh, this is slow, I don't like this, because it wasn't action-y enough. But as an adult, I really appreciate it. Although I will say, it's very slow, like everything else is in this game. So, you know, there's a, I don't know if this is still happening, to be honest, but for a long time, there was a bounty put out for Swordman Stage, where the speedrunning community would pay you. They'd actually pay you real money if you could find a way to get past any of these special weapons sections without having to do them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This one is always a little tricky. I like your making use of the duel.
Oh yeah. I think it's just
Being
easier
able to
than
shoot
having
in
to
special
worry
weapon.
about it.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't want to switch off of.
Yeah, don't go through
Yeah,
there without hitting
don't
that
worry,
button.
I wasn't planning on it. I don't want to switch off of the special weapon that I need. So.
Yeah, and I agree with what was just said in chat about this is a good rationale for splitting it into sets of 4 and 4.
Yeah.
Although, this also would have made a good first or second Wily stage.
Oh yeah.
You know, change the theming a little bit, but these basic puzzles would make for a good Wily stage, I think.
There it is. There's only so many buttons, and I'm using all of them. Who needs lights?
I mean, Mega Man does. He wouldn't have been created otherwise.
And we're dead.
Really?
Yep. To be fair, that's just because I'm terrible. It has nothing to do with the lights. We'll show off what it does. Or maybe we won't. It does this. It lights up the room.
Yeah.
This time we won't slide.
And you can see in the background the order of buttons you're supposed to press if you light up the room.
Which I have memorized, so we're good. No, we don't. Never mind. Oh, it's yellow first, I think. Yeah.
They're all yellow.
Oh my goodness.
No, yellow's not a problem color for me. Well, it is if it's light green and light yellow.
I guess I don't have it memorized.
Oh boy.
Do you remember it?
I think it was left, right, middle?
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Well, there are only 8
Well, whatever one
possibilities.
doesn't shoot a dude out on us is the first one. So it's the right first then.
Oh no, I did that one already.
Hey, chat. Hey, anyone with access
Red,
to an
red, yellow,
internet?
green. Well-
Yeah, thank you.
I thought I did red, yellow, green.
Is it the same?
Is that not what I did the first time? I think I might have hit yellow by accident the first time.
Hmm.
I really like
Alright.
dark stages where you can still see everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cough Torch main stage.
Hey, Spike. Yeah, everything is going pretty well so far. We are not as good at Mega Man 8 as we were expecting, but otherwise, we had been making really good time. I think this is going to make up for us getting a little bit ahead on Mega Man 11 and Mega Man 10, because I estimated a little bit more time for those games than we actually took.
This is another boss that I actually quite enjoy. I think it's very challenging.
Yeah, this is a good, solid challenge.
All right. Now we just don't fall in on the way there.
Yeah. No, well, Phusion
Yeah,
really was a
Phusion-
driving factor
Phusion
in
was
9.
the one who wrecked Mega Man 9, let's be honest here. I did some black hole
guys.
bombing here and there, and that was about it.
I walked directly into a laser that I was standing a safe distance from. That was my contribution. Going for the no B press button challenge.
No, we're fine.
Well,
All right, here we go.
ouch. That didn't even look like there was anything there to hit you.
Nope. Let's use turn hold. Let's not use turn
What?
hold.
That was a nifty dodge.
Or just, charge and attack, but, whatever works for you.
There we go.
I love when we make things more difficult
This
on
is the no
ourselves.
B button challenge. This I always thought was cool, that you ride along 2 little lava spouts.
Yeah. Now, remember the ladder that we'll need to use Astro Crush to blast the ceiling open?
Yes.
And then hop off the raft.
We're gonna-
Goodbye, Spike. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, Spike.
Again! What?
What?
Wasn't that the one that's supposed to blow up with Astro Crush? Is there a different weapon?
Oh, I think that was a flash bomb.
Flash bomb!
That's it, yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. So, that's the thing. I'm starting to second guess my my entire Mega Man 8 playability now.
Well, you see, this is beyond where I was practicing. Like, I have practiced this a little bit
Yeah.
for my YouTube playthrough, but not recently, because I haven't been anywhere near these stages.
Oh man.
Hey, Andy.
This could be all of this extra
Welcome.
Yeah, we have all the extra lives in the world.
Yeah.
I never go for the bolts, so this is like throwing me off. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Between the two of you, it looks like we're making great time on this anyway.
Thank you. I like to pretend.
Yeah, I forget what time well, actually, I don't know if I estimated... Fire, fire, fire! Yeah, that's the way to do it.
All right, that's treasure.
Watch him just go left first. Or, I'm sorry, right first. I can't even tell my own jokes.
Oh my goodness. All right, and it only cost us 1,000,000 lives. Water balloon.
I think I'll try a few screens of the next stage and all the weapons. I'm gonna go wash my hands.
Sure.
Let's make this a fair fight.
Yeah, I mean, your stage really did a number on me, so... Well, just a little bit.
Yeah, and I think in a marathon setting also, the fatigue... Like, this game takes a lot of energy out of you to begin with, but in the marathon setting, where you've already been playing for who knows how long, suddenly having a very different pace of this game from the one surrounding it, I think is... just wears on you that much more.
Yeah. Nope, not yet. Alright. I did it, first try.
Nice. Yeah, Swordman's my favorite in the game. Both because I like his pattern, I like his aesthetic, but he's one of my favorite voice actors, voice performances, and I like his personality. That, you know, that very chivalrous, we're going to have a good fight kind of an approach.
Flame Sword.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
We'll go back to the
shopping?
shop. No, we'll go to the shop after that one, because then we'll have our final bolt count.
Sure.
Because again, don't plan on going back for any grinding for... Well, not grinding for bolts, but not going back for any cleanup.
Did you want to take this one, Phusion?
I'll take a few screens and play around with the weapons.
Sure.
Thank you.
Here, why don't you sit where I'm sitting?
Okay. Alright, time to navigate this.
I'm going to go get myself drunk. Anybody want anything while I'm up?
I left myself a do over there if you could pass it to me.
Yep.
Alright, are there any bottomless pits here?
No bottomless pits until the second half, I believe.
Nice.
But,
Thank you.
Zapetroid, if you would kindly direct him to where the bolts are.
Yes.
Oh, you think I remember?
When should I start paying attention?
There's one... Okay, cool. There's one in the bottom right. So, Swordman's weapon can destroy those spiky electric bushes.
Ooh.
So I would... There's one in the bottom right when it starts to get into more open free scrolling.
Yeah.
Behind a couple of those thorny vines. And then there's one in like a top right section with a lot of these Clown Man swingy things.
Yeah,
that you can also Mega Ball up to. Yeah.
Yeah. You can use Thunderclaw to attach onto those at the ground.
But those are the two we're looking for. So the first one's down, way down below. Go all the way to the bottom.
Oh, down here, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. And then when we get into the next big open
it's not a
area,
pit,
you want to
don't
go up as top right as you can.
Okay. I'll be
Or is
slow
this just
enough.
a 1-up or something? Yeah, that was just like a 1-up. But you can Mega Ball up out of here or Tornado Hold up out of here.
Oh, no, I think that was a bolt because we didn't gain a life. So.
Wait, we didn't?
Nope.
We have 6 bolts now. How many did we start with?
I think we did get a bolt there.
Cool. Well, that didn't tornado.
Shoot it up against the wall and it'll fall down. Yeah.
Okay, I see what you
jump
mean.
and shoot it. Yeah, there
yeah,
you go.
Gotcha. Whee! Alright, what do you got for us?
Life.
Are we back with
For energies and weapons.
more guidance on how to get bolts?
Yes, go down all the way bottom right.
Ooh.
Maybe this is what I was thinking of.
Well, we have 6 bolts now. Were you paying attention to how many we had coming into this game?
Nope.
Nope.
Alright, nice.
And here, this is what I was thinking of.
Yes.
And I know we did miss one or two
In this stage?
in our playthrough.
In general.
Well, and there's ones that we couldn't get that we're not going back for, but
Yeah.
we did miss one or two that we could have gotten.
Now that's a life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what do I do now?
Keep going right.
Oh yeah, that's not a pit. You can just...
What's the... Oh! Aha. Hey, there's a bolt. You must...
You have to use
die
Flame Sword
first.
for that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to not die. That didn't work out. I'm so sad that you can't just... run
All right, now
through
go
these.
left because there's you can just Buster Butt him
Oh,
or
nice.
Flash Bomb or whatever you like. He's
It's,
very dense.
it's very odd how they look like they should be armored but aren't.
But we want to get basically above where you are right now, if I'm remembering
Boy.
correctly.
Well,
that's
now
what
I'm
we're
Actually,
doing.
that was better because you would need to go all the way back here anyhow.
Yeah, I see.
But yeah, you want to get up to that
Thunderclaw.
ladder up above there.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, where's Thunderclaw? There we go.
Somebody's pinging me in chat. I can't quite read from here.
It says, "Hello, Flashman. I just want to say thank you."
You're welcome. Hello.
Do we go up here?
Yep.
Yep.
And Thunderclaw across.
Wow.
There you go. And you want to save some of that energy.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
you need to hit it with the tip as you're going there.
Anything important here?
No, that's just an obstacle.
Cool. Do I? Just
So you
take
got to
this
time
one?
it right. So yeah.
Whoa!
Now, which one of these do I take?
I think the top one. Yeah, you gotta fall just a little bit.
No, that is not it.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, you need to go up, 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 up. And I think I might even use the Mega Ball. If you want, I can take over because I'm pretty confident I can get up there.
Yeah,
Sure.
Nice.
Okay, let me switch with you.
Yeah, I want to see your Mega Ball skills a little bit more.
Okay.
What does
I got
chat
one
think? And for that matter, what do you think, Flash? Do you think the Mega Ball jumping was intentional?
I imagine it might have been, because they don't have Rush Coil in here, but they have a lot of alternatives to things, and I feel like Mega Ball was supposed to be an alternative.
Anything with infinite jumps, I feel like probably isn't strictly intended.
Well, the thing is, it still requires
Ow.
a level of skill to be able to pull
That's the
off.
thing. I'm not convinced that Mega Man 8 is designed with that
Apparently, you
level
can
of
use
skill in mind.
Tornado Hold to try and do it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, Mario Odyssey and not jumping.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure that's also not
Nope.
intended.
Stop it. You stop that.
Wow!
There we go.
Nice job!
That's what I wanted to do.
That was amazing!
Oh gosh, golly gee.
Somebody clip that.
Clip that, Digimon.
You were totally not wrong about being confident with the Mega Ball.
Yeah.
In matters of self-preservation, however. We don't need to be all quiet yet. I haven't reached that point.
I'm sorry, my heart can't take anymore. I'm giving it all I've got. Do you think you can Mega Ball from here?
Totally intentional. Yep. Remove all distractions. Okay, let's try this again. Stop it. You're a distraction. Oh boy.
That wall
Yep,
is also
that
a
was
distraction.
Alright.
Now,
When are
we're
you go-
gonna
when-
be
when-
smart.
When are you going to AGDQ?
we're awesome games done. Quah! Boom!
Clipping is denied on this channel, unfortunately.
Oh, is it? Oh, maybe I did have that. Well, that's okay. I'm gonna be, have the local recording.
It'll be VODed.
It'll be VODed, yep.
Alright.
I might re-enable the clipping. I had a lot of settings here that I haven't looked at in years. I took away your stage. Would you like it back?
Okay. Until we get bottomless pits again.
Yep, well,
I don't think
coming up.
Searchman stage has,
Yep.
like, bottomless
Well,
pits.
spike pits. Spike pits.
Yeah.
Like pits. Well, we're on 0 lives anyway. I'll just pass it back to you after a death.
Well, yeah, and you get to continue right at this checkpoint, which is nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. Even after game over.
Yep,
That's
because
Mega Man 8 for you.
Okay, cool.
because each half of a level is as long as a full level in any other Mega Man game.
Right.
So you have to shoot that to go through it.
Yep. Okay. Well,
Just shoot it once.
You do
That's all you
you,
need.
Mr. Gorilla thing.
Any weapon.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use any weapon to shoot that door open. And then it's on a little tower
Oh,
before
I
it's
thought you were talking
closed
about
again.
this little,
Nope,
I
which
see.
you
Oh, no.
don't want to jump on.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the...
Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it!
I will say, towards the end of the stage, there is one of those doors where you have to shoot it open while you are swinging on a Thunderclaw hook.
Mm-hmm.
So just as soon as you let go of that hook, just spam Thunderclaw again to get through it.
Oh yes, there is a missable blot, as someone pointed out in chat, at the end of the section here.
This is the
Oh,
one, yeah.
nice.
You
Okay.
know, I don't know if you'll have enough time to be able to hit it from
No.
there and then
Yeah,
swing.
that
So
makes sense.
what I always do is swing and then do it again. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
You got it.
Yes, I'm seeing in chat some people have the opinion that you probably weren't intended to chain multiple Mega Balls in midair.
Mhm.
Like, I totally buy that.
Because, I mean, you had to program the ability for Mega Man to have bounce collision off of the Mega Ball.
Yeah.
So it's my opinion that it had to be at least a little bit intentional.
Well, I think maybe it would be reasonable to allow Mega Man to do 2 or 3 in a row, but then put a hard cap on it, and they probably did not do that.
Yeah.
Great.
So on the far left edge of this, there is a bolt.
Yes.
And if you miss it, you get to the next section, and you would just need to die and do this whole thing over again.
Okay.
Which
Let's do it. Let's cut out the middle, man.
Let's do it.
Well, I can see.
Well,
Thunderclaws.
you know what? We are still ahead of schedule, so
Are we?
I think so.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because we make good time on the early games.
Oh yeah.
Beep. Flash bomb. Do my work for me. You're not doing my work for me.
I remember being a kid and playing this game and spamming flash bomb all over the place because I didn't understand the concept of different weapons have different damage. I just thought like, oh, big explosion, go boom on all enemies, do most damage. So I did it all the time.
Sword.
For reference, Flame Sword is the weapon we're using against the boss.
Yes.
Okay.
And right before every boss door, there's always like a big energy refill, so you can still be pretty like. You don't have to be super conservative with Flame Sword.
Ooh, this will be a fun one.
But just keep in mind.
Yeah. Will do.
Too close.
Yeah, you're a little bit close.
Okay, so this is sort
yeah.
of like a lot like
Yes,
Plug
an
Ball.
ice wave will just keep going as long as you can follow it. So
Yeah.
you can chain one ice wave very, very far, as long as you can follow it.
Oh, cool, that is Thunderclaw. I'm not liking ladders in Mega Man 8. Okay.
Yeah, that is.
Someone else
that is
take
tough.
this.
Okay. Back to you.
Sure. All right, here we go. Now we don't have to worry about the bolts. So,
Well, except that one that I haven't got to yet.
well, the other ones they're already passed. All right. All right, we're just gonna take damage on that. It's fine.
Speedrun
Can
shots,
you
yeah.
nudge over just for a minute, just so I can get
Sorry.
bringing in some snacks.
I was in the way of the thing that was in the way.
Oh man.
Guess a ladder collision feels a little wonky in this game. You have to be like right in the middle of it. Right?
Sort of, yeah. You don't have to be exactly in the middle, but it definitely feels that way.
I think what's the problem is the ladders are visually too big.
Mhm.
Like it's not a gameplay mechanic; it's a sight mechanic.
Yeah.
I really love these weapons that go around the ground that you can follow.
Oh yeah. Whew. I thought I was going to fall there. Okay.
Yeah, you have surprising room for error on those. Oh, well,
There we
that's
go.
not bad at all.
No, it's okay. It's just
If
it's
Thunderclaw
nerve-wracking.
can behave the way I expect it to, I could have gotten that. Mega Man 8.
Yeah, it took me a long time to get any kind of comfortability, confidence with that weapon.
Is that water balloon?
Yep.
That looks really spammable.
It's very
And
spammable.
actually super useful.
Yep.
It might be one of my favorite weapons in this game. Yeah, you have to like be so far above it for it to
Alright.
count as a latch.
Flame sword.
So the idea we just burn away his cover.
Pretty much, yeah. You can only burn away one bush at a time, but if you're standing in the perfect spot, you can burn two at once, but it's pixel perfect. So I'm just gonna have to take guesses. When he does hide, it's completely random where he hides, so you just have to guess.
Oh.
Oh, I'll be alright.
This is one of the trickier boss fights to do with just the Buster.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around how you're supposed to. Okay, that's how you're
There's
supposed
the
to
two.
dodge that.
I had so much
Gotcha.
fun writing the dialogue for Search Man and Make a Good 48-Hour Mega
There
Man
it is.
level, because he does the tutorial for the homing sniper weapon. And I wanted to make sure I was being as authentic as possible, so I looked up his dialogue,
Yeah.
and I tried to incorporate as many of his catchphrases into the dialogue that I wrote for him. But also, I had every piece of his dialogue with a pair of sentences, because it was each head saying one thing.
Oh my goodness.
You should start having the heads cut each other off.
Self-decapitating?
Auto decapitation.
Yeah.
No, not Otto.
Okay, and it's time to run back crying to the shop.
Yep. It's time to shop.
Alright, let's see. We got 9.
All right.
We just saved.
Let's go shopping.
So we can get a 4 and a 5, or we can get 1 6. So we were talking about the arrow shot, but actually we've been doing okay without it.
Yeah, I think
Energy
saver is pretty useful.
Energy saver would be good. I'm thinking final boss,
Yeah.
and actually final stage with the weapon, the rematches.
Yeah.
I think energy saver is probably best, because that way we can get through, like Aquaman, for example, with 1 round of Astro Crush, or Super Recover, which is useful in the final boss if you're using Rush to shower you with power-ups. That'll get you more health faster, and can be useful everywhere else. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking none of these other things are useful. I mean, they're useful in their own way, but with the last thing that we need. Yeah, I think the energy saver is the way to go. Any disagreements?
Nope.
I'm good with that.
I'm just here looking at some mentions of Return of Charge Man in the chat.
Yes.
Did that thing happen, like, earlier today?
No, that
No,
was
not
from the
yet.
Megathon.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think Charge Man was... might have been when I first streamed the Legacy Collection, now that I'm thinking about it. With some of the challenges where they kept repeating. I think that's where that was from now.
I love this song.
Oh, you're making me do the sled again.
I'm not making you. You
Jinkies.
you love Mega Man 8.
Okay, that's right. They do a little bit with those here, but it's still kind of disappointing.
Well, there was 2 of them, and
Yeah, this is
Giving it back.
having the bonus extra lives here, and we don't need to worry about bolts anymore, fortunately. But having the bonus lives is good for this, because increases the chances we can actually have... I'm sorry, I was scratching my hair,
It's totally
which I
fine.
should not do.
Do you remember a couple years ago when you and I were playing Gradius 3 and I scratched my nose and you went, "You fool!" Payback.
well, what sort of gets me here right now is why are we using the exact same enemies for both sled sections?
Well, in theory, this is just an amped up version of something you've already seen. But, yeah, I would have liked new and different.
We could even have the same behavior,
No.
just change how they look.
Oh, it ate my charge shot input.
Mega Man
We're
8
still good.
Charge Run.
We're still good.
I have not practiced. I have not done any practice on this one for my playthrough. Almost.
Oh,
Pretty
so
up.
close.
Jumped a little soon. Otherwise, I would be trying to use some special weapons in here and stuff. Yeah, again, it's just purely pass-fail. There's really not much room for error here.
If it's going to be this pass spell, I'd like to actually see multiple checkpoints in this section.
And keep an eye on chat for me, please, because I definitely will not be able to
I
peek away.
I have been. Don't you worry.
Okay.
One of my favorite parts of this whole game, and I'm not being facetious, is right at the end of the Wily 1 jet section where it's just jump and slide and jump and slide and jump and slide over and over again, and they don't give each other room to breathe before they start up again. Yep. That's alright.
Shoot! Oh, I didn't jump as high as I should have. Okay. Yeah, this is all trying to do this from memory from years ago, the last time I played this. Astro Crush will hold you in the air and extend your jumps. Yes, I was thinking about that. And I will switch to that if I have the reaction time to realize, oh wait, I'm not going to make this jump. But because of all of the things flying at me that I may need to shoot at, I don't want to have it just on standby. But yes, that is a good technique.
We'll see that technique in Mega Man 3.
Although, honestly, I could just keep getting smacked by these guys, and it wouldn't really make a difference. I could just have Astro Crush on the standby.
It's the difference between getting hit by an enemy and really not.
You got this nice full jumps.
Yes. 4, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
And there's 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2. Shoot!
Ah.
Oh, and this was like
Close.
just about it.
Can I give it a shot?
Yes, please. It is possible to do Mega Ball jump chaining in sledding parts. Yes,
It
and
is.
that's something I haven't mastered yet.
I've seen it in speedruns.
I can do it occasionally, but I can't do it reliably enough. Again, this is where the marathon goes to die. And I am so sorry that we even considered... so sorry we even considered putting this in the marathon.
Did I slide? I think I slid by accident there. Let me readjust myself here. I'll do the gamer lean. That's how you know it's serious. So if I'm louder than everybody else, it's because I'm right up against the desk here.
We'll move on to better games after this.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, honestly, after we are done with this, the marathon is going to fly.
Oh, yeah. See, I would love to be able to experiment more with special weapons on the jet sled sections, but it's just too harrowing.
You only get one shot every round.
Oh, man. I'm nervous, and I can't believe I'm actually nervous. It's that marathon. The marathon thing, I feel so nervous.
It's alright, that's intentional damage.
Yep. That's called the if you take a hit, you don't have to worry strat.
Iframes.
Oh, no!
Oh!
That's the end right
Alright.
there, too, that section.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something stupid. Can I give it a shot?
Yeah,
Yeah,
please
let's
do.
go.
Here, come on in.
Alright, what's the jump button? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think I just heard Z-Saber laugh in the other room. About you asking about the jump button.
I love hearing the
Oh,
laugh.
dang it.
I
really do.
I did definitely
There's
slide
nothing
instead of
quite
jump.
like the laugh of a loved one.
Yeah.
I'm so used to sled speed Mega Man that normal speed Mega Man feels even slower.
Oh, just give it like 13 seconds.
And the most frustrating part about all of this is it's not appreciably different from anything in Crossman Stage.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing, different
Feel free
architecture.
to slide backwards if you really need to get back
Okay.
to
I don't
that
think
side.
there's any more sliding, right? Oh man.
No, there's still like another slide, I think.
One more slide?
One more, I think.
Okay.
And it's wild to me that this is the hardest one of all, and they took out the spikes for this.
Yeah.
There were spikes before.
Yeah.
Can we get easy mode for Mega Man 8, please?
Yeah. But I appreciate everybody in chat who is sticking with us through this.
Yes.
I will not be offended if you go do anything else at all, but I really appreciate having you still in chat here. But you can share in our moment of triumph when we finally say...
Whoa! There's the slide.
Uh-oh.
No, you're good.
Okay.
They're just distractions.
Yeah.
Now,
But yes, you can join in our triumph when we finally
Was
say...
that the last one?
Enough with
No,
that
there's
game.
still another like
Okay.
two.
Play a different
Yeah.
one.
So I want to talk, but I also want to give Phusion silence so you can
I don't think I
concentrate.
need silence.
Yeah?
Okay.
You can feel free to talk.
Blah, 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 blah.
Thank you. I was just about to do that.
Are you positive?
I'll give it a few more goes and
Give
then...
it as many goes as you want. We're ahead of schedule still.
Yeah, we're gonna say that all day.
And honestly, we're on equal footing here right now, because even though Zapetroid and I have played this before, I don't have this memorized.
And I am nervous.
Now, when we get to the boss...
Yeah. I do not want to fight the boss.
I don't know that I want to fight the boss. I can
fight
boss.
Atatumino.
Yeah.
See, guys, that's how you know I'm a seasoned Mega Man 8 veteran. I know the boss's name.
Now, thank you, enemy.
Oof.
Thank you, rabbit. Is there a barrier weapon in this game?
Astro.
I see someone in chat talking about starting Mega Man 8, and I wonder if we're going to be racing to the finish at this rate.
You know what? If any of you in chat start a playthrough of Mega Man 8, and you can provide somehow irrefutable photo evidence that you've beaten it before we do, even though we're in Wily 1 right now, I'll mail you $10.
But that also means we'll have your address so that we can come and claim that $10 when you're sleeping.
Open a P.O. box, which will cost you about $10 a month, and I'll send you $10 for that 1 month.
Okay, so the thing is, I'm having fun here. The problem is, the viewers probably aren't.
It's hard to tell sometimes. Like, I know it can be challenging as a viewer, because I don't watch a lot of streams, but I do occasionally watch a few streams. There's a few streamers I follow, and I know what it can be like to be like cheering for somebody, rooting them on.
Yeah.
And yeah, it can get difficult if you see just the same stage, the same sections getting stuck in it. But there is that feeling of triumph once you finally get through it. And also, it's an opportunity to talk. If there's other conversation topics that we want to bring up, because it's different from just being like in silence trying this over again, and not making any progress. At least, we could always just
a tip for when you're doing these small jump sections: the second you land, try to get as far left as you can to give yourself more breadth to jump forward.
Yeah, and is it strictly necessary to be holding right and jump at the same time?
For the later
spaces,
jumps,
yeah.
absolutely, yes, it is.
The earlier ones in each.
The earlier ones you can hold forward a little bit, and once it starts to speed up, there's a jump or two where you don't need to hold right, but for the most part, jumping while holding right is mandatory. You have no choice.
Come on, don't get in the way.
Like that right there, these jumps, I don't think you can make those if you don't hold right.
Sure. Ah!
Oh.
You heard the slide come out.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, this is where the way I slide is starting to mess with jumping and sliding at the same time.
Well, we have someone dying of laughter in the chat,
no.
which means I guess we're entertaining regardless of how boring.
Shall we switch off?
Do you want to try again, or you want to try again?
It's yours.
Okay, I got this. I got this. Guys, mail me $10.
Why mail?
Okay, I'll drop my Cash App.
Aerospace was saying, make that 20 and you have a deal.
Sure thing. It's Christmas time. You know what it is?
You were told to jump.
I was told to jump. I didn't listen. I felt a little bit.
I tried
a little bit
slide jumping
recalcitrant
in this section, only to find that it doesn't work.
We've actually, to answer your question, Sword, we have actually given our names, but when we're playing Mega Man, you gotta have code names.
Yeah.
You gotta have Mega Man theme names, or whatever your handle happens to be outside of Mega Man if you already have one.
Alright, here we go. We're jumping, we're jumping, we're jumping. We're jumping. We're sliding, we're jumping. Somehow this is helping me.
Also, I've been trying to get into the habit of preserving some amount of anonymity, even if that information is already widely, freely available on the internet. If anybody has a code name or any kind of, alternate handle that isn't their name, I feel like it's just generally better to try and use that to get us into the habit of not offering up more personally identifiable information than is strictly necessary.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I am pretty much all over the internet using both my alias and my full name. I ain't afraid of no ghosts, I suppose. Now that I've said that, though, oh no.
I actually have virtually no internet presence, so...
So the thing is, nobody wants to be me, so I know I'm safe.
Well, unless they can get access to your money.
What money? I'm giving it all to the Mega Man 8 runners today.
They'll just go in and find more problems than they want to deal with.
Mo money, mo problems.
Oh, yeah. This is honestly not the part of the Mega Man Marathon I was expecting to have the most trouble with. I thought it would be Mega Man 10, even though we were playing on easy, just because I'm not used to base.
To be fair, we did die.
I thought you were going to say, to be fair, you were bad at that. Got it.
No!
Oh,
I think
no.
that's the evil part of this challenge, the jumping and the sliding.
You know what I'm just going to do from now on is when I'm not sliding, I'm just going to hold up.
Do I dislike Mega Man 8 more than 10? No, I will play 8 over 10 any day. Even though in the marathon setting, as I've been talking about, this just really wipes you out and takes way longer by comparison with the other games. This is still generally a better game all around in the way that it's designed, in the fun of the challenges, in a lot of elements of the aesthetics. I feel like it's more replayable, even though it's limited in what boss orders you can do. I feel like the tools that you have at your disposal enable you to play the game in more varied ways than 10 tends to. Although, if you take Proto Man and Base into consideration in the multiple difficulty modes, then yeah, Mega Man 10 has more replay value. But in terms of meaningful to me replay value, 8.
Well, that makes sense to me because the weapons in this game are actually really good. I've only played around with them a little bit, but I really like them already.
Did you do it?
Yes, I did it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Guys, I've played Mega Man 8 a couple times, and I'm sliding to the left.
I mean, I've talked extensively about my negative feelings. Oh, there's this still.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
This is nothing. This I'm saying that
Good.
now. You know what? You're going to die for posterity's sake.
Stand away from the ledge.
Wow. All right.
This is just cruel to put this after all of that. Get away from the edge!
Get to the middle of each platform as quickly as possible.
We're gonna use some special weapons here. Hi guys, welcome to my Let's Play Mega Man 8.
Oh, great.
Right. No, this is honestly okay.
You need other special weapons.
Alright.
Why are they gold?
Those are the ones that you want to hit. The rest are backups.
Yeah. I think you can make this
No,
jump.
no, no, what are you doing?
Oh, I know. I know. I think you can just jump this, can't you?
Stop it.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, Clown Man's weapon, you just need to shoot that golden thing.
I don't think I can reach it. I tried.
Huh?
Okay, never mind. We're good. We're still good. Alright.
That middle one is the backup or the speedrun strat.
Yeah, I'm okay with skipping that one up.
Bye, that entity girl.
Thanks, Entity.
Okay, we can't get an early hit on Anatomino. Well, not if we do it like that.
We'll show you that once this is all done.
Sure. Can I hit the boss? What if I did that?
Yeah.
What if I hit the boss?
Don't forget about Rush.
Yeah.
Because you can bring in Rush to drop bombs on the boss.
Mm-hmm.
And also bring you health, which would be really good right now, I think.
Oh, that's right. No E-Tex.
Oh, Rush.
You know...
Rush, rush, rush!
Well, at least we got some health out of it.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm just getting a
This
little
is
bit
like
too far
Rebound
back.
Striker, but worse.
There we go.
Would you rather have Mega Ball or Bounce
Just a
Ball?
little bit.
Bounce ball?
Yeah, I could aim bounce ball.
Rush Medic might also be good.
Probably. We might as well.
We just beat the hardest section of the game.
Oh, that's not the one I thought it was, but this still works.
Well, it still works.
Just don't stand under.
Uh,
See what my wife just slipped us?
That's awesome.
It's a fake dollar bill with a picture of Mega Man in the middle. It says $10, totally real, legal tender, $10. And it's a wonderful picture of Mega Man.
It's amazing. It's as though Mega Man did not realize his portrait was being taken for the $10 bill.
well, it's like you put a Mega Man helmet on a bowling ball.
Now,
Yes.
if you are about to die,
Mm-hmm.
load the last checkpoint save.
Sure.
It's pressing the select button to bring up that menu.
I think we got it this time. Of course, now that I've said that.
Oh, you're trading shot for shot.
Yeah. It's usually how I go.
Do you
with
still
that.
have Rush Medic available?
I think so, probably.
Yeah, why don't we use that just for safety? Oh, and actually we can reuse all of these because we died.
Yeah, let's use this one.
What are the rules on the rush utilities?
Try not to
Do
die.
you remember to fire?
There we go.
Like, you can use them once per...
Once per stage. Well, yeah, once per life per stage.
Alright, we got this one more hit.
And I think half of stage as well.
Alright.
Good.
Here you go.
Thank you. This controller is so warm.
Thank you.
It's all
Hooray! We got it. Oh boy, did we get it.
boy, oh gee, oh boy.
Not that saving here is going to do any good, really, but... Oh, that's right.
Yes.
If we're struggling, we can go back
You can go
and...
back to the shop if you want. Or not. But this also means that we get all of our weapon energy refilled between stages. Not that it matters much, because Mega Man 8 hands you weapon energy like candy, so...
Okay. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to find the first pit, or pit of spikes.
Or we
And we're
could
going
just
to
take
fall right in
damage.
it.
Yeah, I think take damage sounds like the way to go.
Not
I
do
can't even
damage.
die the right way!
This is so sad.
That was Wily Stage 1, Shelby. We're not good.
Well, there's a different... No, we are good.
Yes.
The stage is not good.
Yeah.
Because I do make a distinction between being bad at a game and a game being bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just, I like the jetboard sections, do not get me wrong, and I even like Wily 1. But it can be a little bit of a slog. I admit that freely. I still love this game.
I think my biggest struggle is sliding and jumping in quick succession with the controller not doing what my brain wants it to do.
Yeah.
And normally, when you jump instead of slide or vice versa, you're on solid ground, you're not moving at the speed of light, it's fine.
Yeah.
In that section, it's death.
For me, it's like, I have this itch to say, like, oh, you know, it's not a controller I'm used to, and also, and you know, it's a marathon, so I feel a little bit nervous, and those are all absolutely true statements, but it feels like the second they leave my mouth, everyone's like, yeah, okay, whatever. You're terrible at Megan.
So, what was your strategy to save us 12 seconds?
Die on the very first dragon, right before the Bliking fight. But you don't have to.
Well, we just lost a life to the pit.
Yeah.
Shh. Somebody down there needs it more than I do.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I still love
mashing.
these sections where you can just get the whole team together, the whole band's together, rocking the rolls.
I definitely love seeing the whole cast.
Oh, yeah.
Just flexing their firepower. Like, Eddie, why are you keeping all those bombs?
How come you're not around when I need you?
Yeah.
How come all of us can't just steamroll these stages normally all together? Is Dr. Light afraid somebody will get damaged? Because
That does raise some excellent questions.
Yeah,
I
stop
can get
asking
damaged. Why can't he turn Rush into Mega Rush, and Eddie into Mega Eddie, and Otto into Mega
I'm not even doing any work now. This is great. Ow.
Your health is low.
Your face is low.
Ooh, Sigmar!
Where are we supposed to die in save 12 seconds?
On the dragon. So, Actually, we're on par for doing that if you stay around this level of health. This dragon coming up right here. Don't grab that health.
Don't grab that health.
Die on this dragon. And it'll warp us right to Blyking.
So help me.
No. Blyking.
Okay.
Alright, we saved 12 seconds, guys. Speedrun strats.
That'll make up for all the time we spent on the jetboard.
Because otherwise you have to wait for it to speed up slowly and slowly and slowly.
So this is one where the laser shot is good, as I recall.
So only his vertical arms are actual weak points. You can disable his legs, but it doesn't do any damage to him.
Now remind me what weapon I'm using here.
Astro Crush.
I know Astro Crush works.
Yep.
But what else works?
So don't waste Astro Crush on his legs because it doesn't do damage.
Okay.
Only use it when he's opening his arms. Anything else does damage, really, but Astro Crush is his weakness. Water Balloon is pretty good, too, as long as you can aim it well.
This looks the least like any Mega Man boss I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Probably could have gotten in a second shot there. Yeah, definitely
honestly,
could have.
It's okay. Take your time. Just don't waste on the legs.
Yep. Ow.
You know, this reminds me of, is it Gamma or something with Gamma in Earthbound?
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Should have been dodging. Should have been dodging.
Starman.
Yes.
There you go.
Not so bad.
All right.
Progress.
Nice Wily, too.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's making everybody forget about Wily 1, I hope.
Shh. The what?
Exactly.
There was no Wily one. What are you talking about?
We go right to 2. 0, 2, 3, 4.
Do you want to shop, just in case?
There is no shopping to be
know.
done. I wish there were.
Oh, I know. We can't find, like, a lemonade or something? I'm parched.
Yeah, I do wish they had something for like 1 or 2 bolts in the shop, even if it was mostly useless. Or purely cosmetic.
Yeah.
But it feels so terrible to spend all of that effort trying to collect all the bolts, and then you just physically can't spend your last few.
These went to Ice Wave, if I
Ice.
remember correctly?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you're playing this one, because there are 1 or 2 jumps in here that I despise.
I really like this stage.
Very, very unpleasant screens.
Well, really close.
Waved in ice.
I was going to say use wheel cutter, but we don't have that anymore.
That's alright.
Or in fact, if we're going chronologically, we don't have that yet.
Ooh, platform that explodes.
Mega Man that explodes.
So, remember
Mega Man, I didn't realize you were
kind of have to
platform.
be centered on the ladder?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, after Wily 1, the rest of this is just like, it's a fortress. I do enjoy the shmup section that we just got through, though. That is one of my favorite parts of the game.
Oh, yeah. Let's use,
See you, Aerospace.
what's up?
No, I'm saying goodbye
Ah.
to someone in chat who's leaving us. Chat, any burning questions, any conversation topics? Because this can double as an Ask Me Anything.
Yeah, please. I will be asked anything.
We may not answer anything, but...
I'm a pretty open book. I'll answer anything.
am
Why
too.
not?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely the kind of guy where, oopsie-doo.
That's okay. We're gonna
Wow,
go all
they
the way back
respawn.
down. Yeah, they do respawn, so don't have to worry about that.
Like, I'm the kind of guy who will talk about just about anything, as long as I think the person on the receiving end is genuinely interested in hearing about it,
Yeah.
and as long as I don't think it's going to come back to bite me in the butt.
I'm gonna try and take some extra precautions here.
So, what's...
Well, no, we're not doing that.
I see what's the opinion on Mega Man and Bass, and I like it. It is definitely
Nice.
harder than any of the other games for some dumb reasons. No, not dumb reasons.
Unintended reasons.
Yeah, just some design oversights, really.
Okay, this time we grab the ladder.
But I really like some of the challenges that they throw at you. I like the weapons, I like the bosses. Stage designs are kind of interesting, even though some of them definitely could use some work. It is brutal. I like it, but it's brutal. So I really need to be in a, okay, I'm up for a challenge kind of mode when I play it. I hate this.
Oh, we'll be fine. Well, I was just a little too short there. But I can do that. I won't do it again, though.
Is there a foolproof way for doing that jump?
What kind of name is Bliking? Is that an Ask Me Anything question?
It is now.
I can understand why people might not like the shmup part so much, because it does
Take
feel like
hits.
a different genre of game, even though, like we were talking about earlier, it is absolutely within the realm of Mega Man to have a section like that.
Yeah.
It does fundamentally feel like a different genre than platformer. Mega Man TV show, is that a question?
It is now.
Oh, how do we all know each other? That's a good question.
Oh, that's really interesting, actually. Who wants to field that one while I'm playing?
Phusion, you want to start?
Sure. I was introduced to Mega Man and Gemini Laser at about the same time by a friend who, I say this with the most
man.
affection, would not shut up about Mega Man.
Why can't I grab the ladder?
Because the ladder hates you.
Which Mega Man TV show, Night Fan? Which TV show? Because there's a couple. So you were saying?
Yeah, I'll continue with the second half of the story till the present. So I one day reached out to Gemini Laser Flashman for doing intro cutscene work for his fan game. Oh, Joe's a Proto Man Adventure, and it just worked out, and we've been in touch ever since. And then by accident, we found out that I spend my time
I know
living
that.
pretty close to where he drives down to visit his parents, so we were able to meet up in person, and then it was just a matter of time before stringing together enough willpower for a marathon like this.
Yeah. I'm just gonna use an Astro Crush and get this out of the way. We're gonna get some extra ammo for it anyway, so. So, yeah, how do I know Flashman? Well, I'm meeting Phusion for the first time. You want to take this?
Once again, leaving me with 0 lives. Thank you.
No problem. So I'm actually meeting Phusion for the first time today in person, though we've met before because the three of us have played Jackbox together because we're cool like that. But I met Gemini Laser Flashman because I was a creepy stocky fan on YouTube, which turned out as a benefit for me. Going into the story, going into the story, I would like to say, do not do what I did. It worked out for me, but that doesn't mean it'll work out for you, and not everybody is as kind as Flashman. I decided I liked him so much, and I loved his videos so much, that I went and found his personal Facebook and friend requested him, and he was like, Who are you? Do I know you? And I said, no, you don't. I'm just a creepy, stocky fan of yours. And he said, okay, well, as long as you're not weird on my posts and you don't bother my family or my friends, you can stick around. And that happened. I stuck around and liked all of his posts, and he liked some of my posts, which was great because he was one of my favorite YouTubers, and still is. Gotta sneak that in there. And then one day, he posted on his personal Facebook that he needed help moving. And I thought to myself, an opportunity to be helpful to an idol of mine and also meet an idol of mine? Surely he'll say no to this, but I will ask anyway. And so I reached out and said, hey, this is going to be the weirdest thing you've heard, and you can totally say no, but if you live nearby my location here, I will help you move. Feel free to say no, I'm sorry if that's weird. And
Mega Man, you can't escape this time!
Bass! Stop it! I don't want to fight with you!
You're so naive! That will be your downfall! I'm not the same weakling anymore! I've got new powers! Old powers.
No way!
So this is what I wanted out of Evil Energy in this game.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do anything with the Robot Masters.
Nope.
They just have the same old attacks.
All the Robot Masters in 11 have, like, gear power-ups.
Yeah, no, and that's what I wanted from this game,
Yeah.
is the equivalent of gear power-ups.
Shut up! I'll defeat you! Come on, Trouble!
So, to finish out my story,
Yeah.
because we're almost done, I was like, feel free to say no, I know that's creepy of me, we don't know each other. And he's like,
Let's
actually...
do it!
No, that's not power! Stop it! Matt's telling a story! I was like, it's okay if you say no. I know this is a weird request. I get it. I'm strange and awkward. And I would also understand if you never want me to be on your profile ever again.
Yeah.
And he said, you know what? You actually do live very close to me. I'm going to be honest. We've had a lot of people say that they couldn't make it, and I really need the extra help. If I provide you with my address and phone number and promise to feed you pizza if you help me, will you not murder me in my sleep? And I said yes. And now we're really close friends and have been for 6 years. So
it turns out Flash just exists pretty close to all of us.
Yeah.
At some point in time.
Oh, right. I can't do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Don't do what Johnny don't do. Just did.
So a moment like this, where I get to be part of a Mega Man marathon or do anything Mega Man related with the Mega Man, is still kind of a dream come true for me.
And that is exactly...
And you've been to my house, too! And you've met my family!
That is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Being in the same room, in the same Mega Man stream.
So, yeah.
It is something else. Curse you, Mega Man!
Bass!
Why
don't you understand? See? Bass!
And I've known me all my life.
I'd like to say I've known me all my life, but...
Oh gosh, I need to make sure not to die.
Yeah, you might
Because
want
somebody left me with no lives. I'm totally going to need to do all of this over again.
No, we're fine.
Well, we do have checkpoint saves.
And we have Rushmatic.
Actually, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Bark.
Worf! Worf!
Why
Bark.
does Rush have...
You know...
Thank you.
Why does Rush have 20 power-ups in this game that never return? Because some of them are legitimately interesting
Good
or
call.
cool.
Very good call. I really like using Rush Bike through Grenade Man stage, but I didn't play Grenade Man stage, so...
That's not... We don't want to die there. What?
Chat, any more questions? Because we're still... Is he respawning infinitely? Yeah, here's my question. Why? We're still fielding questions, so feel free to ask. And for that matter, always feel free to ask questions the entirety of the marathon. Don't wait for us to ask you to ask. You can ask anytime.
Thank you for all of the weapon energy. So very helpful.
Alright, so
of you.
take out your super missiles.
Yeah, right. What is the weapon for this one? Flash?
So you want to use Flash Bomb to open him up, and then it's Thunderclaw for the eye.
Right.
You can also just
yeah.
use Thunderclaw to open him up, and you take a couple shots.
Oh, excuse me. How did I meet my wife? We went to college together. We were in all the nerdy circles. And we were in the video game club, and there was one evening where video game club goes to 1, 2, 3 in the morning sometimes, but we weren't really feeling it, and we were both heading home at the same time. We're like, well, we want to keep hanging out. Do you want to keep hanging out? Yeah. So we went back to her dorm and watched anime and just stayed up talking, and then did that again, and then found actually we have a lot in common with we've been running in the same circles this whole time, but never really got to hang out and chat like this. And turns out we have a lot in common, shared sense of humor, have a lot of similar interests and life goals and viewpoints and stuff like that, and just slowly developed into a really wonderful friendship that turned into a marriage.
Yep. No in-between whatsoever. And I met Flash's wife because I met Flash and he was married at the time.
Oh! I was hoping to get another perfect on my first try.
You've got this. Don't you worry.
Oh, it just registered with me how much health I have.
Oh, good. But are rhetorical questions okay?
That's the bombs.
I'm going to leave that as a rhetorical question.
What was the
Oh, did I just
question?
Tell me I just
Are
canceled
rhetorical
this.
questions okay? We have someone asking favorite Mega Man game.
6.
4.
I said 6. Flash said 4.
I'm deciding.
Okay.
You did it!
I felt that much more comfortable having a little extra health.
I'm going to go with 9.
Here you go.
But it's
So
subject
we've already
to change.
played your favorite.
We're going to get to one that I'm also really good at.
Savage.
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 Alright. Fred Savage.
Any kinds of questions are fine, as long as they're, family-friendly kind of questions.
Oh, someone's asking about the Super Mario movie from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Do you appreciate it?
I actually really like it. I know it's terribly flawed, and the production of it was even terrible, too. I've read a million horror stories, and if you've seen the Gaming Historian video, you're probably familiar with that, too. But I have such a soft spot for it in my heart. I really love that movie.
And yes, actually, my wife, Z-Saber / In Another Catzel, you were right the first time with Flash Ham.
This is happening now. This is the real way you play Mega Man.
Favorite Yellow Devil boss?
The third one, actually. The second one in Mega Man 3.
I'm partial to the first one, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it were a little easier to deal with any other weapon, but just getting that pattern down is so satisfying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go Block Double on Hard Mode Mega Man 10. It's actually a very fast pattern, and Rebound Striker kills him.
Did I ever play any of the Star Trek TCGs? That's tradable card games?
Yep.
No. Or trading card games.
Yep.
No, actually I did not. I did have some Star Trek cards, just collectible cards, back in the 90s. Fairly decent. Well, maybe it was a modest collection, I guess.
Yeah. Fusion, do you want in for some of these bosses?
Who's the easiest?
Let's go.
Honestly, now that we have the weapons, they all are, to be fair.
Tell me the weapon.
This is you're going to use Flash Bomb against Frostman.
Fusion's at the helm.
How long am I waiting?
Until the bar fills, and then like a second and a half later. Maybe 3 whole seconds. Maybe 4 whole
There
seconds.
you go. Alright. Say goodbye to your eyes. Dang it.
So most bosses will have some sort of reaction.
Yeah, which is one thing I don't really like about
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Honestly, they're still vulnerable while they're reacting, but you just have to be careful that their reaction doesn't smack you. There you go.
So wait, got to attend a 25th anniversary screening of that movie. It was amazing seeing it on the big screen. Are we still talking about Mario?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool. I would love to be able to attend a big screening of that movie. The closest I've come is one time my friends and I projected it on the side of one of my friends' garages, and that was really fun. It was Halloween a couple years ago. We just decided to watch the Mario movie.
Nice. Thunder?
Who is this?
Tengu.
Ice.
Ooh.
Although ice is tricky to hit him with,
Yeah,
so
you have to wait
may
until he's on
also
the
want to
ground.
just use the Buster. So it depends
We'll
on
try.
what you would prefer.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
So he'll come down on the ground, and then you can hit him with Ice Wave, and he's still vulnerable while he's down on the ground. You just have to wait for the animation of his iframes to...
Are you able to mash out of his wind trap?
You can, but it's a little bit dicey. I usually just try to wiggle back and forth. I don't hit any buttons.
Favorite glitch from the Mega Man series?
Going backwards through the door in Airman's room. Or the weird vibro dance on the ladder in Elecman stage.
It is so hard to pick a single favorite. I always like doing the, it's not really a glitch, but the pause resume just when you're teleporting in Mega Man 1.
Oh, yeah.
To do the blip 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 before you fully show up.
You totally got this. Nice!
Yes, very good, very good.
All right. That's
Okay,
to
trade
you.
places. Oh, shoot!
What's up?
I missed the health refill.
Oh, that's okay.
That's a
No,
good
it's
week
not
off.
okay. It's really, really bad.
No, it's totally fine.
So bad.
Pick somebody easy.
No!
Oh, no, this fight's easy.
No,
You
it's
got
not.
this. Just deploy a tornado hold immediately.
Yeah.
We do have another life.
Yeah, but we're gonna need it. We're gonna have to. After all that effort,
You
we're
want
gonna
to
need to
deploy?
redo this.
You want to deploy Rush while he's.
Yep.
So, the.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do? I'm just gonna get myself annihilated. Because we've only beaten what?
4.
Yeah. I don't want to go through all the effort of everybody else.
Yeah.
and then just lose at the boss, so I'm going to cut my losses here. This is the whole reason why I got that refill to 4 lives after a game over, because I knew we were going to get into this situation. And yes, it is technically possible to go beat the game without any of that, but... Yeah, Wire Glitch on Cossack 3 is one of my favorites. Oh, this feels so yucky.
I'm dying to Clown Man.
Intentionally?
Well, you shouldn't give Clown Man the satisfaction of... Wait.
Game over. Return to Clown Man. Okie doke.
So, I'll,
I know that I did the, on the right side, I did the top left and the bottom right, so...
This is what we
Wave Man stage without the water bike is pretty cool. Yeah, I like that one. Good! Yes! I wanted to fight you.
I love Sword Man.
While we were fighting Aquaman, I came to the realization that we have an upsetting number of bosses that come apart at the hip in this game.
Oh, another favorite glitch of mine is, I think it's in Mega Man 5, because it uses Super Arrow, is you can skip the refights if you position Super Arrows correctly and push yourself through the wall.
Really?
Yeah. I cannot do it. I've tried it so many times just to say I could do it. I wasn't planning on doing it today even if I could, because I want to do the refights, but it's really fun. You could just skip the whole thing. You have to fight one of the bosses, though. You have to fight the one on the far right, so that you can stand inside the teleporter
First
to go through the wall.
Clean run of a boss for me.
That's nice. That feels good.
Shoot! Please pay attention when I'm beating the bosses, because then I'm like, oh yeah, we're done. We're just going to teleport out. No, we're not.
You have full health.
Well, that's fine. I still want to get the thing. I don't want to get in the habit of not getting the thing.
That's a weird design choice in this game to make.
This is another one that I like.
Oh yeah.
To make the health refills disappear, because they don't in 9 and 10.
Ready? Okay. How do you guys feel about the boss theme in Mega Man 8? I actually like it a lot.
It's a little zany.
It's zany.
It's a little... what were you talking about in Mega Man 11 Fusion?
No.
The way you were describing the music in Mega Man 11. The sound design. The sound design.
I was talking about that, yeah.
What was the word you used? Chaotic?
Chaotic, it is.
Yeah, chaotic, yeah.
Wow. It's a chaotic tune.
I just wish it had been more bloopy. Alright, this was, who was this again?
Just go in. Just go in.
Aquaman,
I think it was Aquaman.
What are the snacks of choice for a casual day?
Oh, no, it's Astro.
What are the snacks of choice for a casual day of gaming on the couch? I still eat like I'm in elementary school, so it'll be, like Little Debbie snacks or Hostess snacks, any, the like instant packaged cake, not instant, but, prepackaged cakes. So like Devil Dogs, for example. And I'm not big on like salty snacks. I'll eat chips with a sandwich. There we go. I like the little balls just going boing. They're like trying to jump and help you.
I love that.
Like we're
It's
gonna
a
do.
dance.
For me, it's definitely got to be popcorn, Tate's chocolate chip cookies, salt and vinegar potato chips, and Wise onion rings. Those are my staples. This was...
Oh, yes, Sword is saying that these correspond to the positions in the stage select, just like 10.
Cool.
Yeah, I do remember that about this.
It'd be helpful if I knew what the stage select was.
Yeah.
It's the first 4 and then the second 4. Alright, Aquaman. We're just gonna stay away from you.
Definitely hear him saying, "Oh, like
Oh!
Homer Simpson."
Yeah. We could call him Handsome Guy.
Okay, now you are not obligated to go back to the same bosses you fought before.
No, I just did those because I knew I could do it.
But I'm glad. I got to fight the 2 bosses. I got to fight my 2 favorite bosses from this game.
Nice.
Have a good nap, Shelby. We'll still be here when you get back. Mega Man 7 is next. If you want to be back in time for Mega Man 6, I would say set your clock for maybe an hour and 3/4 from now.
So I see a question about any chance to add Mega Pony or other fan games for Fan Game-a-thon. And because I do the Mega Man fan game samplers on my Well, this is my Twitch channel, unless you're watching it on YouTube, in which case it's my YouTube channel. But yeah, I do my Mega Man fan game sampler live streams, and that's all of the engagement that I do with fan games, aside from like playing through the Magmal games that I've worked on or been involved with somehow. I don't know that I would do a... There's only a handful of fan games that I have truly loved enough to keep going with after I sampled them. So I don't know that there's anything that I would really want to turn into a marathon. Plus, the thing I like about marathons, like I was saying earlier, is seeing that evolution of the series. And when it's just a bunch of random games that are only related in, you know, who the title character is, maybe, there's not as much fun in marathoning it for me.
What's the weakness of this guy?
Flash bomb.
No.
Oh, wait, no.
Clown
That's right.
Electric shock.
Technically, it is also flash bomb.
Yeah, okay.
Because you can smack his flash bomb back.
Thunderclaw. That's the name. I don't know. I can never remember.
You said weakness, and I was like, yeah, that's the thing he gives you.
It was Rush Bike. Didn't you see earlier?
I think I beat 2. What now?
Don't go to Tengu Man. Go to the other one. Am I a fan of Mega Man Unlimited? I was blown away by that game. I can't imagine another fan game being that good. I respect Unlimited, but I was not a big fan of it because I wanted to have a charge shot in there. Like, I'm okay with doing the Mega Man 3 style if you just have a slide. That's fine. But I did feel like the stages were too long, and it had some of that, not necessarily like Mega Man 10 style level design, but there were a lot of parts that were just hard, but not like a satisfying challenge to me.
Clayman's weakness is tornado hold.
Thank you.
He's not weak to the shot of it. He's
Yeah.
only weak to the tornado.
And I'm
But
weak
not
to
during
his
Thunder
ball.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not for long, but...
Ooh.
Now, Rock Force, yes, I completely agree. Rock Force I really liked. I sampled that on stream, and I went and played through the rest of it off stream.
I'm just gonna go to Tengu Man again.
Okay.
I actually had better luck with him. I think for me, the difference between Rock Force and Unlimited, especially at the beginning, was Unlimited had better graphics and Rock Force had better level design.
I can agree with that.
And after all the updates that Rock Force has gotten, I think Rock Force looks amazing. So...
And I haven't played either of them.
I've only seen other people play Rock Force. Rock Force also does a lot of other cool things, like basically Doc Robot reappears, but as fusions of the Robot Masters. And then in a later update, depending on which boss you beat last, the fusions changed. So I think there were 2 sets. And while I don't completely like the execution, I really respect the concept. Okay, somebody else, please.
Sure.
Oh, you okay?
I'm good.
Flash, what are your thoughts on the fan game Super Fighting Robot?
Super Fighting Robot's another one. Nope. Super Fighting Robot's another one that I respect it, but it's sort of like Unlimited that there's a lot of design aspects of it that I'm not fond of.
Mm.
I like 2.5D a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played that together on stream.
I played that with you, yeah. That was the infamous stream where you had to take a phone call from Z-Saber, and so I got left in charge of the stream, and I charged my Buster too much and annoyed everybody.
Yeah, if you ever want more content from Zapetroid
Hi.
with Mega Man stuff... Oh, wow, I'm not doing well here.
That's right, you focus. If you want more content with me having to do with Flashman, we have collaborated together a couple times.
Yeah, I forget which number. It was like Fan Game Sampler. Thank you for reminding me to pick up the
I was
health.
going to.
I reminded you right up here, buddy.
Fine, I will take the... Grumble, grumble.
I can do Clement if you
No,
want.
you're going to take the final boss.
Water balloon!
What was I going to say? Yeah, I think it's... I want to say it's Fan Game Sampler number 20? Or somewhere thereabouts. That we played, and played Mega Man Party as well.
Yes. Which was very fun. Question
Nope,
mark.
thought you were going to bounce.
So a good way to go about Clown Man is when he gets shot up into the air, shoot a tornado hold in the same place. So he lands
Yeah,
on it.
I know the pattern. I'm not executing the pattern.
Yeah. He's just bad.
Hey.
Nice.
That feels like
That feels good. It feels like the first time.
feels like Pump Man with Thunderwool syndrome a little bit.
Ugh, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Enemies that knock you around. Oh boy, do they tick me off.
Nice. Have you played Rockman 4 minus
Here
Infinity?
you go. No, because I don't play ROM hacks. And that is just... That has always been a rule of mine because you have to work more for a fan game, I feel like. You know, even if somebody's already laid the groundwork for you, you are more likely to have something that is uniquely different from any of the other Mega Man games if you are making a fan game from scratch, or even, you know, building off of someone else's work, versus a ROM hack where you are starting with all of those exact same assets, exact same function, same bosses and everything. And I know that you can transform it into a game that's just about unrecognizable, but by and large I have a moratorium on fan games, or on ROM hacks, because I don't want to influence my opinion of the original game. I've heard a lot of positive things about Minus Infinity, but 4 is my absolute favorite Mega Man game, so I am least willing to play ROM hacks of that one, because I do not want my opinion changing based on what other people have done with things that are immediately recognizable in some fashion from the game.
Thanks, Prayer. Alright, Wily. Sorry. Wily! You must be stopped! Okay, I guess he is silent.
Oh, yeah. I'll defeat you and conquer the world. Oh, wait, there's not even the right voice for this one. I'll defeat you and conquer the world.
Now the world is mine! I believe it's water balloon, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it is water balloon.
What are we talking about? Oh, this is looking like a Wily machine.
Hit that mouth.
Yeah, I can see this game being very, and this fight being very nerve-wracking with no E-tanks.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, you can use Rush, but you really should not use them on this phase. It's gonna bounce.
Ah.
Yeah, the saw blade takes turns between bouncing and
sliding.
going straight.
Yeah. Between jumping and sliding.
$1 billion hovering death machine defeated by a water balloon.
Yep.
Many water balloons.
Yeah, he takes too many water balloons. This would, you know, if he just put a windshield on this thing.
Or a windshield wiper on this thing.
I think it's gonna bounce now. It's
No.
gonna slide further. Well, actually, it might take turns. I'm not sure, but it does alternate. What's my favorite Mega Man fan game that I can't readily recommend because of one of more issues that make it questionable? Ooh.
That's a good question.
Oh man, I would need to look back through my videos to really refresh my memory. Let me think on that one for a little bit.
Alright.
Good, good. Now you might want to jump into Rush Medic right off the bat.
Yeah.
Or Rush Surprise, whatever it is, the question
I
mark
think I
one.
want to do, yeah.
Are we just using Green Devil technology for everything? Is that what we're going for? No, I guess it's not.
Flash Bomb.
That helps.
Okay, okay.
Ooh.
Oh, Rush, the other Rush.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth...
Well,
I mean, it's still
if you
worth
die,
it.
you get it
Get it
back.
back, so...
Astro Crush to keep yourself safe.
Yeah, that's worth it. Ooh, Rush! Thanks, boy!
Rush coming in clutch.
This is one thing I love about the Mega Man series, when things get desperate and you start using these alternate strategies to keep yourself alive.
Shield came 2 games early or 2 games late.
Yeah.
Yep. There we go.
Oof.
That's the Mega Man 7 pattern.
Yep. I mean, one of the ones that was mentioned that, Xandra, that could fall under that category of games that I might find it a little hard to recommend that I enjoyed. Maybe Mega Man 2.5D falls under there, because I really did like it, but parts of the level design can be very, very hard to deal with. But there's a lot about it conceptually that I like, and especially in 2-player mode. Like, their 2-player mode is really, really nice. Because how many times do you get to play a game with another player?
Yeah.
In Mega Man. Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe like I would recommend the game in general, but I think the single-player mode I enjoyed, but I might find it a little harder to recommend. I know there are better answers, but that's the first one that comes to mind.
All right, we're done, Wily. Get out of here.
We're on to easier games.
Oh,
yes!
All right,
Hooray!
guys, everything's fine. We beat Mega Man 8. We're going back to Mega Man 9.
Sorry, I was wrong.
Sure you were. Well, I mean,
Please
you were,
forgive me.
Please forgive me. That's the same old apology, Wily. Over and over again.
What?
Huh? Ah!
Did I enjoy Street Fighter X Mega Man? I did the first time I played it, but then they updated it so you can't grind for E-Tanks, and they introduced a special boss who refills his health when you refill your health, and then I didn't like it anymore.
Easy answer. I appreciate how Mega Man is not trapped in a energy cage like he was at the end of gameplay. And by that I mean, why?
Ugh.
This is not good. This is not good.
Don't talk about your own game like that. I would have... I had just a quick inclination to stop the stream right there.
He will die soon.
See ya, Sword. I don't know about worst weapons in Street Fighter X Mega Man. I remember having a lot of fun with a lot of those weapons.
I've played it 1.5 times. I need to play it again. But I liked it when I played it through the first time. I had a lot of trouble with the final boss, but I did it eventually.
Yeah, okay. I don't remember every single one of them, but yeah, Lightning Kick I remember like not using.
Mega Man the comic book?
Yeah, it kind of feels like it. I do appreciate seeing this little, like, what does Mega Man do when he's not fighting Wily? He's
There's a Where Are They
arresting
Now
the spy versus spy characters is what he's doing.
They added a Where Are They Now segment to the end of Mega Man.
But that's one thing that I really like about the Ruby Spears show that you don't see as much, you don't really see aside from that little scene there in the games, is looking at what Mega Man does outside of storming Wily's fortress.
Oh, yeah.
What if Bass was the one who brought Mega Man to the surface? That would be interesting. Like, you can't die here, I have to be the one to defeat you.
I honestly find it interesting that Bass is in this game at all. Like, I know he's at the beginning, but he didn't need to be.
Yeah.
It's just kind of interesting that they were just like, well, we put him in Mega Man 7, we gotta keep him in.
Yeah, that's continuing with the trend of trying to improve on, or, keep things that were introduced in the previous game.
Yeah.
So that's part of why this continues to be an evolution of the series, even though it changes a whole bunch of stuff, that it still feels like they were paying attention to the last game.
Yeah.
That's true, we do see him do more like shopping. That's true.
I always loved that her eyes...
That's also a very well-composed shot. Like, that's just really a good screenshot there.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the visuals.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, I'm about due for another snack, but I'm sticking around because we're going to need to swap shortly.
Oh, yeah. And I'm probably going to take another trip to the Mega Boys room.
Yes.
Duo, what is it?
This is so unnecessarily drawn out.
Hey, Duo says thanks. Okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Hey, tell Duo I said thanks. I can't. He's gone. Okay, I'll tell him myself. Thanks, Duo.
I would have also been okay with this being the start of a new direction for the storytelling in the series, where we've abandoned the bait and switch concept, and it's Mega Man interacting with some special character who comes into the mix who's never heard from again.
Yeah.
Monster of the Week.
Yeah, Monster of the Week.
Also, can we talk about how much I love this corkboard credits
Yeah.
sequence?
It's unique, it's different, but it works. And I love seeing the concept art for these.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine being the person who submitted that design and not just getting your Robot Master concept in the game, but getting your original art in the game.
Yeah. Although I will say that some of these, yeah, they're very goofy. But the fact that you still get to see the original artwork is really cool.
Yeah, and you can see the connection. It's like, I know exactly who this boss is.
Yeah. I think it's interesting, the parallels between some of them, because a lot of them, from art to in-game design, it looks pretty similar. But then you have ones like Frost Man and Grenade Man who, okay, I see where they went with the redesign, but it's interesting to see how they extrapolated from the original art. Because Aquaman looks kind of similar, but...
It's got the same basic shape.
Yeah. I love that. Do either of you know if they did that for Mega Man 11 also?
You mean credit sequence or what?
Boss.
Look at asking people to submit ideas
you know what?
for
I
bosses.
don't think they did.
Well...
Because I think that ties back into the conversation earlier about, why did we have Splash Woman and no other woman in Mega Man 11? And I don't think they opened up to a contest. I feel like I would have heard about that and been sad that I couldn't participate.
Yeah. This actually brings up an interesting question that I totally was like, on the drive up here, I was like, this is a good question to be able to ask chat and my buds. Chat and my buds. If you could invent one Mega Man Robot Master, what would they be, and what would their weapon be like? And I already have an answer for this, so I'm going first.
Yeah, go for it.
I would do Balloon Man, and his weapon would be a balloon that shoots forward and up at the same time. It kind of goes in like a parabola upward. And it's a balloon.
I like this one a lot. Yeah, because for these design contests, they gave you a basic body shape, or like some components of this boss has to have two heads, from what I recall. Mm-hmm. And so it's fun to see different interpretations. If you had asked me a couple decades ago...
It's totally wire sponge.
If you'd asked me a couple decades ago, I would have given you plenty of answers for that question. Mm-hmm. But it's not something I think about anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to have a whole sketchbook full of ideas when I first got into Mega Man, but Balloon Man is the only one I remember.
Well, Zapetroid, it's very funny that you mentioned that specifically, because I don't have an answer to this question. I don't feel creative or capable enough to make a Mega Man Robot Master. Mm-hmm. Certainly, much less just one, because I can probably do a whole set, but one is asking for too much of me. I can't choose my favorite food or favorite movie, if you ask me. Mm. But I did, with the same friends who introduced me to Gemini Laser videos and Mega Man.
I like this one too.
Rat Man. Double-tailed Rat Man.
We actually collaborated and spent a heck of a lot of time in middle school creating a set of Robot Masters, and I was sort of just the concept refining ideas guy.
I like Knob.
Me too.
Sorry, the concept artist refining ideas guy. The original concepts and body shapes and all that came from my friend. And one of them actually was Helium Man.
Oh, cool.
After a bit of a back and forth, we decided on basically the same weapon idea. It travels in an upward arc.
Thank you for playing. All right, I'm going to take over the big seat, please.
Sure. I'm going to take over the bigger seat in the other room, the bathroom. I'll be right back.
The porcelain throne.
That's what we call it.
Alright, thank you for playing. This has been Mega Man 8, and our stream will continue, going backwards to Mega Man 7 in just a moment.